37. Giannis with 37. And tonight,
I didn't think him missing this free throw would come back to bite them in the ass. But somehow it did. This became a 1-point game now.
to Green. Trent with it.
Everything that could have gone wrong for the Bucks during this game did. I'm not even gonna play the rest. You all know how this game ends. This is the worst, possibly the worst game I've ever seen as a fan of Giannis. Halliburton, who played terrible in this overtime, proceeds to go on the table like he's D-Wade because he was able to do something at the end that the Bucks somehow couldn't do. I don't know how it's possible, but this team always gets cursed somehow.
That was a choke job. That was a gag.
An absolute meltdown by Milwaukee.
That was a choke.
They pretty much gave this game away.
This is a cursed team. I'm convinced. There's no other contending team that will be cursed like this.
Torn left Achilles.
We'd seen choke jobs before from the Bucks. It's nothing new to these guys. But there's just something poetic about it happening time after time after time. Like, it doesn't seem to matter who's on the roster. Like, something is bound to happen. This is just so disgusting.
Oh my God.
This guy's had to go through this how many times? Like, can there just be one healthy year, bro? This shit sucks, bro. How do you recover from this? This video's personal to me, bro. I'm telling you. Giannis gets a mismatch here. You're up 2. Why are you taking that shot?
Trent, the three. Oh.
You can't even win when you're having magical games from your role players, man. Like, what the fuck? This is just not supposed to be the way it ends.
I mean, this is their current roster right now. And Malik, I think if they lose this series, we're going to see change with this current group here. And here's why.
Bro, that doesn't matter. It's still going to happen. They're still going to get cursed. I see no way out. Okay, the only way out for Giannis is to leave that godforsaken franchise. It's the Kyle Kuzma on my screen. Get this dude off my screen right now. Okay, let me calm down and speak rationally, bro. The Giannis era in Milwaukee might be one of the unluckiest eras. And I know people are going to find it weird for me to say this, considering we've seen this dude carry a Larry O.B. trophy and the Finals MVP trophy. All right, other players can't say the same. After watching this video, you're going to realize, just like I did, just like I have for years, that it was a miracle that this team was even able to get one. An absolute miracle. People like to put it against them that they won that year in 2021 with all the injuries. No, they should be given more credit for winning it. Okay, this is Milwaukee we're talking about. Well, first, we'll have to explain how we got to this point in 2021 before we get to the meat of the story.
Chris Middleton, Antetokounmpo, Brook Lopez, Malcolm Brogdon, and Eric Bledsoe.
The 2019 season was when everything changed for the Bucks. They had a new arena, they hired a new coach, and let's just say there were some very interesting pieces being put around Giannis that year, and it led to a very special season for Antetokounmpo, who ended up obviously winning the MVP, but the team also ended up earning the best record in the NBA.
And now they go for the sweep.
The first round of these playoffs would be a sweep for the Milwaukee Bucks. Their first playoff win in the series since 2001. Yes, that's crazy. And in the second round, they would face the Boston Celtics. And let's just say this was not Milwaukee's strongest game here.
They outscore Milwaukee 60-40 in the second half.
Oh boy, they had guys like Al Horford making it hard on Giannis driving in here. It was one of those games the Bucks just cannot get their game off. And Giannis struggled from the field, 7 of 21. Is this series looking like it's gonna end soon? I don't know. Something tells me this series might not go the Milwaukee's way.
As a team, I don't know where Milwaukee goes from here because.
Whoa! So is this over?
No, listen. I think it's over.
This series is over.
Yeah, they lost.
One game? You just sat there and said that they could win an NBA championship.
Yeah, I did say that, but
one game.
I think styles make fights in boxing.
We know the style of both teams before the series started.
Yeah, but it just seemed like Milwaukee was the way better team throughout the regular season. But when I watched this today, if Giannis doesn't have a monster game and somebody else besides him doesn't step up, Boston is just going to out-talent them.
I mean, I see what he's saying, bro. The Celtics just have more talent, right? They're just a better team.
Giannis able to bounce back. It's the Bucks' first win in the semifinals since back in 1986.
Well, the better team is down 2-1 now.
Celtics to attack the glass. They have 4 second chance. Oh, my goodness. Tell us how you really feel.
5 on the shot clock. Giannis banks it home. Giannis straight down the lane and a foul.
Giannis having a super game here with 39 points, 17 of those coming from the fourth quarter. And the Celtics now down 3-1. Almost like Paul Pierce has cursed these guys in Boston.
The Bucks, you got about 3 minutes of playing hard, and you can break the will of the Celtics. And you can tell that the game is out of hand. But by a team going to the zone late, you're going to get highlight plays.
And just like in 2001, the last time they won a playoff series, they would go to the Eastern Conference Finals.
One more round to go. Keep pushing, keep pushing.
And that's now win 8 of a potential 16-game playoff wins to get the championship in 2019. Oh, wait!
I can sit here and apologize to the Milwaukee Bucks.
Nah, dude, you can't. No.
This was such a funny moment in 2019. I had to highlight it. That's really why I covered the second round, because other than that, yeah, there was not much to cover there. And their next opponent would be the Toronto Raptors, who many of you already know hit that famous shot in Game 7 to clinch the series and send Toronto to the conference finals.
Siakam fires. Yes!
In the game that the Raptors were leading throughout, in the fourth quarter, the Bucks had to show that they were the better team.
Guys.
Mike Budenholzer can't be happy about the game. No shot blocker. Lopez for 3. Yes!
And it seemed like the Bucks were going to run away with this.
Go to work and draw a double team.
Middleton for 3. Yes! 10 rebounds. The lead pass. Austin stops. 2 points for Toronto. Here is Leonard. His shot is blocked by Lopez.
Lopez has been...
But Toronto, they wouldn't just quit, and the game would be very close throughout the end of it.
Toronto in the half court, that pace is slowed down. Not getting the looks, but Lowry.
Here is Giannis. And score.
Shooting.
Oh, Green trying to go behind the back. He lost it. Scooped up by Middleton. 2-on-1. Gives to Lopez, who had to make a close. Fourth quarter. Lopez for 3. Yes!
Thanks to their stifling defense, but also their commitment to offensive quality shots, Milwaukee will go on a run to take the game away from Toronto. But it was especially their defense, man. Woo-wee.
The highlights of this one.
It was quick and painless.
And in this game, too, Milwaukee, it felt like it was their game throughout. Actually, scratch that. It didn't just feel like it clearly was. Siakam had a terrible game in which he fouled out early. Kyle Lowry, 4 of 13. Kawhi was the only one that showed up for Toronto. Milwaukee, Giannis had 30, 17, and 5. And now the series will be a 2-0 lead for the Bucks.
We were just a step too slow on just about everything, and I thought we, I talked about before the game how important shot contest.
Raptors also hired a coach, prior to this season. He's a rookie head coach. Oh, boy. And let's just say in Toronto, things got tense. Ooh-wee.
Milwaukee does have 2 timeouts. He missed both. Here's Middleton. Oh, it's blocked, but he gets it back and scores. Gasol gets it in. He's got to hurry. Siakam. And we go to overtime.
And to start, it looked like the Raptors were going to win this one in overtime as he shoots the 3 here to take the lead. But then, as Giannis misses both free throws right after.
Back tap, and the Bucks maintain possession. He'll want to catch and shoot for 3.
But Toronto, their backs against the wall. If they lose this, they're down 0-3. And so, oh boy, with that Kawhi shot, now they're up 4.
Giannis spinning, picks it out, Brockett off the fake with the runner. And it's picked off by Hill. Brockett in the open floor. And a foul.
George Hill would obviously hit both free throws to tie the game here. And could a similar miracle happen here with Kawhi shooting it here?
Leonard with a fadeaway comes up short.
Another overtime. It's like, who's going to win this one?
Marv, I'll live with that.
Siakam on the drive.
Oh, that's 6 on Giannis.
It's a block on Antetokounmpo.
Oh no, with Giannis struggling, the whole Bucks struggling, but without him, that's even worse. The Bucks would have to figure it out as the Raptors now gain momentum with Giannis fouled out.
Get ready for the next one. Gasol hits. Clock to 5. Bledsoe lost his footing. Here comes Leonard. Miller kicks back. Leonard all the way and puts it down. Leonard with the steal. And Leonard puts it in. Lopez to the ball. Oh, it's rejected by Siakam. Leonard with a beautiful move and scores.
And this game, well, it was over. The Bucks now losing game 3. The Raptors winning a big one here. One key adjustment the Raptors did was have Kawhi guard Giannis throughout the game, and it seemed to have paid off here with a win.
Gasol with a nice pass, and Leonard puts it down and comes up limping.
Not gonna lie, this scared the heck out of me, bro. As a Raptors fan back then. Still am, by the way. But yeah, this was all Toronto. This one, game 4. It seems like the momentum is back in their favor.
It's all even at 2-2. The Bucks winning the first 2 in Milwaukee in convincing fashion.
The series looked like it could have ended quick after that game 3 went to overtime. There was a funny moment in this game where Giannis was shooting free throws, and let's just say, he did not make the free throw.
4 of 6 at the line of the season. In the regular season, 73%. Drake enjoying himself, yes.
Well, it's still a best of 3. Milwaukee having home court. They still can win this.
Nice pass. Antetokounmpo.
They had a double-digit lead, and it looked like the Bucks were going to prevail. But the game was getting close, and at one point it looked like Toronto was going to run away with it.
The three-point attempt by Brogdon is off, but he saves it. Lopez for 3. Yes.
Now, this was a big, big, big 3 here to tie it.
Van Vliet for 3.
After struggling for most of the series, Van Vliet coming alive. He had recently given birth to his first child, and boy, was it making him feel some type of way.
Lowry run into, here's Siakam as the result of that collision at center court.
Kawhi had 35 points to lead them to a 3-2 series lead. Leonard had 35 points, like I said. But oh boy, Giannis, 24 points. His scoring just has been hampered by the fact that this defense is just really just playing him in a wall.
Air ball. Here's another situation. He drives into a crowd. Doesn't have a tight enough handle and not a good enough passer off the dribble, throws that away. Here he catches it deep on Siakam, but as he spins, that ball should be in his left hand. Instead, it's blocked.
It's not just in the half court. They're making it hard for him to score in transition. Look at this wall that they're building up here just to stop Giannis from driving in.
Chivin, and in the replay center, Zach Zarba.
And now you got to play game 6 here with the crowd of Toronto to try to save your season here and make it a 7-game series. And let's say the Milwaukee Bucks were up 15 here late in the 3rd.
Leonard working hard to locate shots and hits.
And it's already a 3-point game early in the 4th.
See if we can get a high screen. He got the switch that he wanted.
Lowry underneath. Ibaka with the jam.
Defense.
Badly. With the rainbow 3 by Hill. Gets the pick from Ibaka. Ibaka. Middleton goes behind the back and lost it. Lowry with the steal. He has Giannis behind him. Gets to Leonard. He stops a facial by Kawhi.
Man, that call for Marv Albert. A facial by Kawhi Leonard. Oh, it's so beautiful, man. But this game still wasn't over for Milwaukee.
Gasol open for 3. Yes! There's Lopez on the layup. Flip it out. Lowry. Finds Leonard for 3. Yes!
That specific rib. I don't know what it is, bro. This dude Kawhi, just see, he's got the cheat code unlocked.
Leonard on the drive. Leonard on the phone.
And then Lopez here draws the block on Gasol, the blocking foul rather, and he would make both free throws. He was really the biggest scorer for them in the fourth quarter.
For the first time in Toronto Raptors, with just 2 games behind the Milwaukee Bucks in the regular season, they're off the bench to celebrate.
Just a big blow to the Milwaukee Bucks, man. It's just a terrible way to go out, man. Up 2-0 and you still lose the series in 6 games.
Malika Andrews, ESPN. For both of you guys, I'm curious, you guys have talked a lot about how at this point, you know, sometimes it takes experience. I'm wondering if now that you have some of that experience, if you see more validity to that point, or what you think about that now that you've gone through it.
Just about experience.
Yo, that reaction from Chris was the funniest shit. He's like, yo, good, okay, go answer the question, Giannis. And then Giannis just walks off. He's like, wait, what? Wait. Were we supposed to walk off? Like, what's going on here? So the backstory here seems to be that Malika Andrews wrote an article after the game ended, the series basically ending for Milwaukee. And basically it talks about how, you know, the Bucks elimination puts focus into Giannis' future. Basically saying that, there's a possibility Giannis leaves Milwaukee. It's specifically this paragraph here that talks about how Giannis has consistently made public proclamations of his love for Milwaukee and how his family is there and just everything in Milwaukee, like he loves it. But then he's about winning. In more concrete terms, a source close to Antetokounmpo said that getting to the NBA Finals is not just an ambition, it could tip the scales as he weighs his contractual future. And I suppose somebody tipped him before the presser, ESPN wrote an article again, and he's like, who wrote it? Malika did. I'm just like, oh, that's who she is.
Malika Andrews, ESPN.
I mean, you could just tell, bro. Just look at his face, bro. He's like, oh, man, not her again. Oh, boy, oh, boy. Well, regardless, the season would end with Giannis obviously winning the Most Valuable Player award as well. In an emotional speech that I won't play here because of copyright reasons. Yeah, this was a special moment for him. And thankfully for Giannis, the whole city came in to celebrate with him as he had the MVP trophy in Milwaukee.
And this really comes from the bottom of my heart. If you guys want us to be great, I know how happy we are, everybody, for having MVPs in the city. To have the MVP and to win the MVP, but from after this day, July 14th, please do me this favor so I can be better. I can be a better player. I can lead this team to a championship. Please don't call me MVP. Listen. Please, after this day, don't call me MVP because until I win it again next year.
I like the humility, but I don't know, man. They're going to still call you the MVP because you the MVP right now, bro. Now, it's not only Giannis that's up for an extension soon. You have other players that are free agents right now, and one of them being Malcolm Brogdon. The Bucks actually traded him to Indiana, which he signed a 4-year, $85 million contract. Now, the Bucks did get 3 picks in return, but still, that's interesting. Chris Middleton, who's going to be a free agent this summer, well, he signed himself into a 5-year, $178 million contract. And Brook Lopez, he also signed a big contract to return to Milwaukee, a 4-year, $52 million contract. Oh, wow. And better yet, Giannis is going to have his brother Thanasis play with him, too. He signed with the Bucks, too. Wow. Now, unfortunately for Milwaukee, they did get fined $50,000 for tampering with Giannis, their own player. So apparently they're saying that the Bucks GM, John Horst, violated league rules governing the timing of discussions regarding future player contracts and permissible commitment to players. I guess. What could John Horst have said about the Milwaukee Bucks or about Giannis' contract that violated the rules, quote unquote?
What is the situation with Giannis' long-term contract?
Yeah. So, Giannis is, first of all, the answer for it right now is you can't talk and negotiate anything. So Giannis, basically a year from now, will be eligible for a Supermax extension. At that time, of course, he'll be offered a Supermax extension.
he kept on going with his answer, but that's where he fucked up. That last sentence where he said, in the future, Giannis will be eligible for Supermax, and then quote unquote said, and he will be offered a Supermax. You can't say that apparently. The NBA said, no, you're tampering by saying those words.
That is soft. I mean, that was a tough one there because who's not going to think to offer this kid the Supermax? He's the MVP.
I agree, Scotty. This is soft. This is Charmin soft. But look, the rules do say the timing of it. You can't speak about certain things during a specific, time and place, right? And there's still a lot of time before that Giannis could get that Supermax. I think 10 months away up to this point, and you can't really say that he'll be offered a Supermax extension. You can't say those words. You just can't say it.
Nick, it's ironic that you're here because the one team lurking out there that I don't know how this would happen, but the one team...
can have it, baby. They got the money to make it happen.
The Warriors have always been the big threat to go after Giannis. One, he's friends with Steph Curry. He has that same agency.
But these networks can make, these little rumors, right? They can say whatever the hell they want. But I guess since you're a GM, since you're in position of power in the NBA, you can't say much, I guess. I don't know, bro.
At the podium, you said you don't really want to talk about your contract, and you had a really interesting reason, an unselfish reason for that. Can you tell us what that is?
I feel like talking about my contract in a team that we have a chance in getting out of the East and playing the NBA Finals is disrespectful towards my teammate. And at any point in this season, I don't want to be disrespectful. I don't want to be selfishly talking about, my contract.
Hey, man, at least you're PR trained, unlike John Horst here. Oh, boy.
Right about that. Again. Now the knife is hot. 27 points, 3 from 30 for the 6th consecutive game.
He was keeping up with his MVP season of past year. What? And it's now the 19-20 season, and Giannis putting up MVP numbers yet again. 38 points in this game against the Bulls with 16 rebounds.
A lot of bodies on the floor. I'm not sure what this sequence is, but it ends up in a 3 for Antetokounmpo.
He was shooting threes in this one. 3 threes in this game. At this point, the Bucks won 12 straight games. They have tied the best record in the league. And that's tied with the Lakers, like 18-3. That's nothing to joke about. But apparently, people are still sleeping on them.
They are now first in defensive rating.
Zing.
They are second in offensive rating.
Zing.
Yet, they don't seem to be considered a title favorite. Why do you think that is? Why do you think that is?
They're in Milwaukee. That's part of it.
Cream City.
Yeah, so I made that reference in a story last year, and a ton of people were like, what is Cream City? And now it's on their jerseys, so I win.
Correct. Big W for you.
Yeah, back then, Malika was enemy number 1 in Milwaukee. Let's just say that much. Oh, boy. And this game where, I'm sorry, but the quality is bad, man. I'm trying to find a clip of this game where he scored 50 points. Wait, hold up.
14 boards for Antetokounmpo. Giannis. Bledsoe to Giannis. Giannis again. Giannis has 48.
Yeah, man, this dude had 50 points in this one. It was insane. But apparently, despite having the best record, there's still pressure on the Bucks to get the right players and make the right moves at the deadline.
This is, if there were ever a 24-3 team that can't just rest on its laurels of being 24-3, that has to look really hard at itself and say, are we sure we're this good? Are we sure there's nothing else we can do to make our team better? It's this Bucks team. This is the biggest moment for this organization, probably since Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was there, with Giannis staring at the Supermax in the summer.
Yeah, around this time, you would not see the media talk about the Bucks without bringing up the fact that Giannis is due a Supermax this summer. Well, the Bucks really didn't do much at the deadline, and let's just say they got better somehow.
We're talking about a team that is on pace to win 70 games, which is the ultimate in terms of regular season records, twice done before, and yet we seem to not be thinking about the Bucks in those terms.
But there was still this sense that this team is still not good enough. They're not ready. 50-8, I guess. And a lot of this probably has to do with the fact that the teams in LA, namely the Clippers and the Lakers, were getting a lot of buzz. It's the Battle of LA. They were both playing great around this time as well. And I suppose especially ESPN, the star power was really the main story of that season. The Battle of LA. What will we see in the playoffs? Or maybe it's the fact that we seen the last playoffs against Toronto. He was exposed or whatnot. The wall really, made it hard on Milwaukee to play offense.
Blessed, it's been a long journey. I'm trying to enjoy the journey. We're 51-8. 51-8. That's, if you told me freaking 3 years ago that we're going to be 51-8, I'm like, okay, yeah, whatever. But, I'm happy that on this team, and it's been a great journey.
The Bucks, led by Giannis, finished with the record of 53-8 before the incident in 2020. But besides that,
Assists. Oh my goodness! There it is. 33.
That spinning inertia, and then elevate.
but because now during the springtime where there should be NBA playoff basketball on, there's nothing, no basketball, no life, it seems like, out there. And we would have to wait till the summertime to see some basketball.
ESPN just updated its BPI title odds, and the Bucks are the overwhelming favorites at
And even with the big LA markets being such a draw, the Bucks seemingly are the favorites to win it all. But there's a caveat here. Look at the right side. The odds to win title. The Lakers have the best odds to win it all, actually. Bro, BPI sounds like something you get checked at the doctor's office for either your weight gain or your activities in bed. Apparently, it stands for Basketball Power Index. Ugh, that has no aura to it at all, bro. And let's see, this season, OKC has by far the highest BPI, and Indiana's number 2, because, of course, they are, because of the playoffs. And just in case you guys are wondering, this year, what are we, May 14th when I'm recording this, OKC has by far the highest BPI, Indiana number 2, New York Knicks number. This has a lot to do with how the playoffs are shaping up right now, obviously, but I am curious to know how it was before the playoffs even began.
The Lakers are not the favorite to win the title. The Clippers are not. Dallas is not. Toronto is not. Philly is not. The Milwaukee Bucks are. And they're 3-5 in the bubble. They have not been playing inspiring basketball. To me, they lost their defensive identity. And yes, they're going to beat the Orlando Magic in the first round. We all know this.
All right, so I guess Perk spoiled it here. Yeah, they play the Magic in the first round. They're the number 1 seed, but 3-5 in the bubble, right? Each team had 8 games to play. Well, the teams that are qualified to play in the bubble. The Bucks not looking so great. I guess those 4 months off of basketball.
What is Eric Bledsoe going to give you? He's slowly working himself back in the rotation. Is Middleton going to be able to step up in the playoffs? So they're complementary guys. Are Lopez brothers going to be able to do what they do in the playoffs? So I think their success solely rests on the shoulders of their second and third options and the rest of their team. Because
that's why many people are doubting the Bucks, because outside of Giannis and Middleton, I mean, what else do they have on that team to where you could rest assured, if shots aren't falling, if things are going our way, who's going to be that third option? Who's going to be that role player to really sing out loud and be like, I'm the hero, I'm here to get y'all?
But when they get to the second round and they have to face Jimmy Butler, Eric Spoelstra, and that Miami Heat team, it's going to be smoke in the city. Because they're not afraid of the deer. They do not fear the deer. Even the one matchup that they did face Milwaukee in the bubble, they were up 24 points at half without Jimmy and Goran Dragic.
And look, the Pacers, Oladipo is healthy, yes. TJ Warren, Bubble Warren was going off, but Domantas Sabonis was not playing for them in the bubble, and quite frankly, that's just going to be a disadvantage for them. So Miami, yeah, they're going to win this series, and then the Bucks, they're going to win their series, right? Presumably. And when you look at this game, yeah, they were up big at the half. They had no business being up this big, right? The starters came in and, took care of business. So that's definitely something worth noting here.
And that will give us our final score of a 12-point win for the Orlando Magic. Greg, our first shocker so far.
Milwaukee, there's no way, bro. But we saw this game 1 of the Raptors Magic series in 2019. It was that DJ Augustine 3 to take the lead and win the game. I mean, this shit was crazy, I'm not gonna lie. And sure enough, game 2 comes around and the script is completely different. Or should I say the script is the same as last year's playoffs. Magic, they just couldn't replicate what they did in game 1. I wasn't gonna bring up this series, but I was like, you know what, bro? Let me just at least talk about something that did happen.
The Bucks take a
Cash money, baby.
and Connaughton will dribble it out. The Bucks take a commanding 3-1 lead, winning 121 to 106.
After game 4, you'd think, okay, the Bucks just win this game. The Bucks win this series in 5, yada, yada, yada. Wait, hold up, though.
Welcome to Bucks basketball. Jim Paschke, Marcus Johnson, Zora Stevenson. We have breaking news from Walt Disney World in Lake Buena Vista, Florida. The Orlando Magic took the court before what is to be Game 5 this afternoon. The Milwaukee Bucks did not. Monty McCutcheon.
This was a Bucks team making a statement boycotting Game 5 due to the unrest, violence happening in Wisconsin during this time. And I know at the time, many people were upset. They were like, what? Why? I'm trying to watch basketball. You even got people at NFL Live talking about this. Like, this was a big story at the time. And that was the point, to draw attention to the real issues happening in our world, right? And now the game did end up being played, Game 5. And guys, I'll be honest, not much to say here.
A run in the second half and clinched this series 4-1. There's your final score. Milwaukee 118, Orlando 104. They got this NBA restart has felt different. Butler turned back by Antetokounmpo.
Well, you're not going to back Wes Matthews down very easily. He is a very physical defender.
Middleton.
Game 1, and oh boy, it's actually a close one.
Talking about into October. Butler, vicious of the night for the Bucks. Butler taking on contact and a chance at 3 for the.
And Miami with the lead. Oh no! Giannis in the 4th almost has a triple-double, but it's still a 1-point game.
Butler, the little hesitation. Boy, that was a thing of beauty by Butler. He's got 27 points. Outside Adebayo, shot clock down to 2. He'll shoot a long 2, and he sticks it.
And the Bucks, I mean, it just looks like the Heat are figuring them out in game. After that Middleton shot, Butler hits back. Whoo-wee! No way he's hitting this 3, is he? Oh my goodness!
6 to shoot. Butler sizes uphill, and he hits again. He's 1 assist away from a triple-double. That's the furthest thing from his mind here is Butler inside, and he just keeps on coming.
And the Bucks, the favorites, they lose game 1. One thing that was very interesting about this game, where Butler dropped 40 points in game 1, Giannis was not defending him whatsoever. If anything, that was a question that Giannis was asked about, and he responded in kind.
Did you ask Bud to take Jimmy late?
To guard him?
Yeah.
No, I didn't. Why would you ask that?
Is that something you want to do going forward?
No, I'll do whatever coach tells me to do.
That's interesting because I don't know if you remember 2019. Giannis was guarding Kawhi a lot in that series against Toronto, and for some reason Bud is getting away from that. He's not trying to get Butler to be guarded by Giannis. And look, it makes sense schematically. Giannis, his defense, he's really strong as a roamer. You have Brook Lopez protecting the rim, but then you have guards that you want to put up. But the problem is, I mean, the POA is just not good enough. Butler is just cooking whoever's in front of him. But Giannis, he won the Defensive Player of the Year this season. Shouldn't the DPOY player be the one tasked with guarding the best player? And that's definitely something that's worth, mentioning. And that's something that, Coach Bud is going to have to really address because I don't know if you're going to allow Butler to be guarded by George Hill and Wesley Matthews. I mean, come on, bro. Are we serious?
Jay Korver. So far, 13 bench points.
Okay, how about that? Are you kidding me?
Hello, Milwaukee. Are you not a first seed? What's going on here?
Robinson may have traveled. Doesn't matter. Splashes home a 3. Has struggled here in the bubble. Remember, they were 52-8 at one point, and before the stoppage, they were struggling in early March as Antetokounmpo scores.
This game was a weird one. Jimmy Butler struggled from the field. He only took 8 shots, scored 13 points. Giannis leads all players in points in this game, 29 points with 14 rebounds, 3 assists. The Bucks also had Chris Middleton chip in with 23 points. The Heat only had one player scoring over 20 points, and yet it was the Heat's much more balanced scoring that ended up prevailing in game 2.
Miami inbounds. Here's Butler with 3. Butler with 2. With 1. Butler against Matthews gets it away and no good. Do we have a foul? We do. A foul is called.
Confirms the on-floor decision. The shot was released prior to expiration of the period. The legal contact happened afterwards. We'll put double zeros on the clock, and they'll shoot their 2 free throws with no lineup on the floor, okay?
And so that's where the game ends, with Butler hitting free throws to win it. Oh my goodness, this is terrible.
Number 34, Giannis Antetokounmpo, that is his 4th foul.
It just hurts, man. You did everything you could on that end. Defensively, you made a comeback in the 4th quarter, down by 9 points with just under 2 minutes to go. And they tied the game, but it was all for naught with that foul called on Giannis. Oh, no.
They're daring him. Yeah, Jimmy Butler was daring him.
Little bump, ball jarred free. Giannis finishes off nicely.
This game 3, also a close one. Miami was just, they're in the game the whole time. Milwaukee here had a 9-point lead, growing to 11 now. But the Heat, they just kept crawling back. They would never quit on you.
Bit more in game 2. Shot clock at 4, lost by Lopez. Hold on to your hats. Here comes Butler. Duncan.
I mean, the season is on the brink right now. I don't care. Empty the bullets right here.
Giannis, 3 long, 0 of 6 from 3-point territory.
And it was Miami down the stretch, just taking care of business.
Oh, no.
Hold on for Butler. What a pass on top.
Momentum is a mother flipper, and boy, is it on Miami's side right now.
Now you got Giannis guarding Butler.
Butler will drive. Jimmy Butler's got 28 points. Butler and Adebayo down low off the wing, looking for him, but the pass outside for Crowder, and he got the 3! What a 3 by Jay Crowder!
And the Bucks, they just didn't have enough. You see Middleton with the ball here. He'll take the 3, but it doesn't go.
The spin, the drive, he can't get it.
And wow, Kendrick Perkins was right. Miami smoking the Bucks pack. 3-0 lead on the series. I mean, this series is basically over, right?
Bledsoe finds Antetokounmpo. Layup won't go, but a foul. And his ankle, he's grabbing. And he's grabbing that left ankle.
It might not look like it, but he's grabbing his right ankle right here where, oh boy, he hurt it in the past in the series.
Remember, it was in game 3 where Giannis had a significant sprain. This was in the 1st quarter. He still played 35 minutes, but it really swelled up. He had a lot of treatment the last couple of. But then early in the 2nd quarter, he re-aggravated that right ankle injury. He did shoot the free throws after that foul, but went back to the locker room.
But Giannis would not be able to return to the game. A game in which the Bucks won in overtime, by the way. And with the series looking like it's about to wrap up soon, they're already talking about that Supermax this summer. Oh, no.
Just what was your attitude going into waking up this morning? Did you think there was a good chance you might play, or did you kind of know it was probably not going to happen? And what was your perspective going in?
Try to get ready for the game. Try to do whatever is necessary to put my body in a position to play. But yeah, after I did my treatment, I woke up, did my treatment, got my lift in. We talked as a team, the physio team, and they told me that the right decision for me is not to play the game. And I sprained my ankle in the game 3, I think. Did not supposed to play game 4. Played game 4, sprained it again. So they thought the best for me right now is to not play game 5 and get ready for game 6. So I did my pre-game warm-up. I did everything, got my lift in. Mentally it was a battle, but at the end of the day, you gotta trust your teammates, and that's what I did it. That's what I decided to do.
You could just tell how upset this makes him, man. He knows, man, how much this means to him. He wants to play. And yeah, they did lose the game. The series was wrapped up Miami 4-1. So here are the finalists for the MVP awards. You see Giannis, yeah, he ends up winning it. So now that's an MVP, his second one.
When I think about players who have done what you've done this year, not only winning the MVP now in back-to-back years, but to be the Defensive Player of the Year and the MVP, and you look at Michael Jordan and Hakeem Olajuwon. So what does it mean to you?
And not just that, but Giannis, now can you call yourself an MVP?
Last year when you said you can't call me MVP until I've done it twice, now we can call you the MVP, huh?
No, not yet. Not yet. I got to set a goal, which I don't know what the goal is right now. Actually, I know what the goal is. Don't call me MVP. Don't call me 2 times MVP until I'm a champion.
Clear on where we are. Giannis has 1 year left on his contract, and so the questions about his long-term future.
Not this nonsense. I gotta go through this nonsense. Oh boy. The conversation about whether or not Giannis would extend and stay in Milwaukee with the Supermax looming. Obviously, a lot of this hinges on if Giannis sees a commitment from the Bucks brass to also want to win.
They reached agreements to acquire Drew Holiday and Bogdanovich.
Both Eric Bledsoe, George Hill, going to Milwaukee to New Orleans, team up with Zion Williamson.
Oh, and this trade was quite interesting. Acquiring Drew Holiday and Bogdanovich. Now, one key detail about this trade is, you can see it here, Eric Bledsoe goes to the Pelicans, George Hill as well. And for the Kings, they get Ersan Ilyasova and Dante DiVincenzo. And Giannis, I think this is a big, big move here because apparently Bogdanovich was one of the people Giannis wanted to see on the team. But unfortunately, an investigation was opened as there were some suspicious things that happened. And with Bogdanovich not accepting the terms of his sign and trade, the move was in peril. And also, the Bucks waived Ilyasova, which did not help, of course. Ilyasova, as you can see here, he's part of the deal. And with Ilyasova not being on the team, well, the trade can't be done because that's one piece of the trade. So the Kings now, they're not part of the trade anymore. It's the Bucks and the Pelicans both trading with each other. Bucks having to give up now more picks to make this trade work. 3 first-round picks unprotected and 2 pick swaps.
He's a player that I think has been looking for reasons to stay, not reasons to leave. Now, he hasn't made a decision yet. He certainly hasn't shared a decision, but I think there was a lot of excitement last night in that Bucks organization that they walked away with 2 high-level players ahead of the draft here. And I think there's a growing confidence that perhaps they've done enough to keep Giannis from entertaining the idea of free agency next summer.
Obviously, this is a great move. This is an upgrade at the position over Bledsoe. But the question is, how will he look in the playoffs?
I want a chance to put a ring on my finger, and I feel like you can see it in their eyes that they want that too.
The Bucks also signed Bobby Portis, who's playing with the Knicks from the free agency. Interesting.
I've never been a me guy, always been a we guy. Be a part of winning. I'm gonna say that, the whole year. That's why I came here.
And the Bucks brass, they didn't have to wait long for Giannis to make his decision. Oh.
Giannis Antetokounmpo says he will stay with the Milwaukee Bucks.
This was announced at around December, just in time for the holidays. Giannis writing this very heartfelt tweet about how this is his city as well, and he's blessed to be part of it for the next 5 years. Yep, that's how long he'll stay there for. And oh boy, this is beautiful.
I want to be here. I want to help my teammates. I want to help this organization win the championship. I want this organization and my teammates to help me win the championship. Obviously, it goes both ways.
And now with a new season and new players on the team, oh boy, it's time to rebound from that 2020 collapse in the bubble, right? This season, and things started off really, really hot in Miami. Oh, wow.
Blowout, whether it's 42, whether it's 20.
Wow. There it is, Chris.
There it is.
Yes, folks, that is a franchise record that was tied in this game for most threes. You got Sam Merrill making a 3 right here. You got a bunch of guys. The Bucks now, they had a 13-8 record, but they weren't the best team in the East quite yet.
Records aside, I feel like the Nets are going to probably win the East. I like the Sixers in Boston. And Milwaukee is notorious for being great in the regular season, and then they have their playoff problems. If this could be.
But there's something about this team that just has many people doubting them.
And so right now the Bucks have the number 3 offense in the league. They're actually
far back in the defensive standings. They're usually at the top. They're sort of in the middle of the pack in defense. So you say, wow, number 3 offense in the league, that's beastie, that's going to really get it done. And then you pull up the clutch stats, which is, when you see and identify what a team can do in a tight playoff game, and they slide all the way to 16th. And that's what I worry about. And
they've been in a rush stretch in the clutch. I mean, they're not looking so good, but they've made some upgrades in the middle of the season at the deadline. They got PJ Tucker to be an enforcer on defense. Not just that, but we all know how great of a corner shooter he is. Look, man, this will be an interesting move. The trade obviously being made with the Rockets and the Suns. Interesting trade.
How excited are you for this opportunity to get back into a playoff race, get back on a contender?
I'm super excited. I've been eyeing the situation. We've put them at the top of our list from the beginning when we were looking at making a move. And the situation is perfect. I think I fit in well. And then now being here today for first practice, I'm even more excited because I think we have a great group and a chance to do something special.
With the Bucks back in the playoffs now, they would play the Miami Heat in the first round, and this time around, obviously, they would have to face their demons that they faced in the bubble, unfortunately losing in 5, with Giannis getting hurt as well, but this is a different year. This team is ready now. In Game 1, it came down to the closing seconds of the fourth quarter where Jimmy Butler went clutch.
2 seconds left. Butler for the tie. Lays it in.
But you can see here in overtime, the Bucks now with the lead.
3, no. Back tap. Ariza gives it up to Dragic. He got it on a 3 to tie it at 107. Crowd rising to its feet. Middleton, 5 seconds left in overtime. Middleton with 2. Middleton, you bet. He got it with 0.5 to go. No timeouts remaining. Here's Butler. Did he get it all? That's it.
Just trying to get to his spot. Try to get the last shot first, but just try to get to my spot. Just raise up, have confidence, and knock it down.
Oh boy! And that game winner, it seemed to have demoralized the Miami Heat as the Bucks would blow them out in Game 2. And the TNT crew, they had some fun at halftime, and they talked about some of their old takes before the playoffs.
What are we doing, Ernie?
What?
Right to your right. On the board.
Oh, that.
There you go.
Which he said at halftime of Game 2, the Bucks will sweep the Heat, and indeed.
And what's right under that?
Miami will tie the series.
And indeed, Chuck was right. The sweep was complete. Miami losing in 4 games against the Milwaukee Bucks. And I'm not going to lie to you, bro. This was dominant. This was insane. And I know what people will say. Jimmy Butler was hurt in the series. Okay. Jimmy Butler was hurt, right? Giannis averaged 23 plus points per game. Okay, Jimmy Butler, 14.5. That's why he was hurt. Guys, Goran Dragic obviously being the leading scorer of the team. But I want to highlight something, Jimmy Butler's numbers. Look at Bryn Forbes, 15 points a game. Yes, he averaged more points per game than Jimmy Butler. That's inexcusable. Bryn Forbes having more points in the playoffs than Jimmy Butler playing half as many minutes. It's just embarrassing. And now the Bucks would face ISO Gang, the Brooklyn Nets trio of KD, Kyrie, and Harden. Okay, scratch that, because Harden in the first minute of the game ends up going to the locker room with an apparent hamstring injury.
Harden has just gone to the locker room after appearing to injure his right hamstring. Now keep in mind, Harden lost 21 games this season due to a right hamstring injury, including a pair of games late in the season against the Milwaukee Bucks.
All right, but in this Game 1, the Brooklyn Nets were still winning this one, even without Harden services at home.
And the Brooklyn Nets take Game 1. That final score not indicative of the closeness of this game, because Brooklyn put the hammer down and Milwaukee was a little bit of a late run, but never threatening them. 115.
And I'll be honest, those others in Brooklyn, Joe Harris, Blake Griffin, Mike James, were pivotal in that one. In Game 2, it seemed like the Brooklyn Nets were going to win again.
Downtown the other night. Here's Durant putting moves, crossover on Giannis, and hits! Plus the foul. First 3-point attempt. Oh, what a move by Irving. Takes to the rim, and it's blocked
Blocked by Antetokounmpo.
This Bucks defense was being stretched thin, and especially Giannis. I mean, he was being put in very, very precarious situations.
Similarities in three-point shooting also. Oh, Griffin!
Staying to their principles and staying true to those principles.
All right, here's Irving from downtown. Milwaukee, just a brutal performance. Here's Durant to the rim and hits the reverse and ends up on the floor right by the stanchion.
And if this scoreboard doesn't give you enough indication of how this game went, let's listen here, Jalen Rose.
If you notice, it seems like KD had 50 yesterday. And it seems like Kyrie had 40. You know why? Because their buckets were loud. They were thunderous, like that Blake Griffin dunk. And you know who's in these highlights? That's Giannis right there, getting crossed up and one by KD. That's Giannis that Kyrie is coming across half court, pulling up from three. That was Giannis that Blake Griffin dunked on. And that was KD who driving past Giannis who did the up and under. So it's really hard to win and be confident when your best player is getting torched by the other team. But I must say this for the Bucks. They ain't just losing. They getting beat. And without James Harden, it's deflating. Because when you lose game one, it's one thing. It's like, all right, fellas, we're going to respond in game two. Ain't no way they about to beat us without James Harden, especially in game two. And now they lost game two. No way the Bucks are winning 4 out of 5. The Nets are going to find a way to advance.
Brooklyn, even without Harden, taking a commanding 2-0 lead, having a 93% chance of winning the series.
Durant. They like to play that deep drop, though, with Brook Lopez.
Only 2 points. And that Bucks defense, they definitely stepped it up in this one. Game 3 made it hard on Brooklyn to score.
To Harris. Durant. Three-pointer. It's good.
You got me on the yank, huh? That was a nice yank right there. Your right hand. You right hand yanked me that time.
And both KD and PJ Tucker in this series were going at it.
Durant. Fouled. And if it's on Tucker, that's going to be his fourth. As Tucker and Durant get into each other's space.
But it came down to the one last play. KD for the win.
Out to Durant. Durant, one dribble, fires it up. Oh, back of the rim. Jubilation here in Milwaukee. The Bucks are right back in the series.
It took both Giannis and Chris Middleton going crazy, scoring 79% of the Bucks' points, highest percentage out of any duo in playoff history.
Come back up by one. Irving, great hands, took it away from Middleton. Another turnover, and Kyrie Irving gets the bucket. Antetokounmpo drives, layup. It's good, and the foul.
And in this game for the Bucks, responding in kind, just like in Game 3.
Boy, this is a very physical game. As Irving throws it in, goes down hard on it. And now they're bringing up, and the timeout is called as Kyrie Irving holding that right shin.
It looked like he came down on that ankle, landing on Giannis's foot.
Yep.
It seems like the Brooklyn Nets just cannot stop getting unlucky. These dudes just keep getting hurt.
Number 2 seed in the East, Durant falls down off the turnover. But their role players now have to do it in the postseason. Antetokounmpo, the sidestep, the layup.
And the Bucks, with momentum on their side, they would take Game 4.
Cabarrot, and that'll do it. 4 games, 4 home wins. Both teams hold serve. It's now a best of 3.
And Giannis, you cannot say anything else about him other than he's been Herculean for this team. PJ Tucker also being big in this one, fighting and scrapping against Kevin Durant on defense. It's not like Giannis wasn't defending KD at all. He was also defending him pretty well. PJ also came in and was scrappy, right? Even though he's the smaller guy. This injury being the talk of the town after this game.
Is this the worst roster that we've seen KD play with currently, without James Harden and Kyrie?
Even though Harden was slated to be out for Game 5, he would actually play in Game 5. But the bigger question is, if Bud loses this series, he's definitely going to get fired, right?
I think in Milwaukee,
Mike Budenholzer, we can judge this game to game with him, but I think in Milwaukee, they wanted to see that it looked different and that they feel that the organization, that the team with the roster they have now had progressed. It is hard to be judged for any team in this league against Brooklyn when they're at full strength. We could fire 29 coaches in this league because they can't beat the Brooklyn Nets. That doesn't really make sense. But I think for Milwaukee and Mike Budenholzer, you're right, especially with the injuries now, they have an opportunity here to break through. And if they do, I think that's going to certainly impact positively his future moving forward.
Which he had the first 2 games, but not the case in Milwaukee. Beautiful crossover by Durant and puts it home.
Now KD playing with a hobbled Harden and no Kyrie on the floor. Bucks leading big to begin this one. Oh no.
See if he can warm it up here or maybe get going a little bit better for his ball club, but tough to do with that hamstring.
And I won't lie to you, KD in this game, sensational. Might have been his best playoff game of his career.
Striking distance and executing so much better on the offensive end.
Beautiful pass by Harden, and Durant lays it home.
With Harden basically being a decoy out there, it was up to KD to carry the load. And carry the load he did.
So, see if they have anything left in the tank.
Kevin Durant, yes, and the foul.
The Nets were down most of this game, and it took a lot, but they came back after a couple of more possessions where the Bucks just couldn't get their shots in, and the Nets, well,
has not forced anything. That was right from the start. Durant for 3. Durant using the screen for 3. Yes!
For himself or his teammates. Just so impressive, Marv.
And Durant on cue hits. Good crush the defense by Milwaukee. Now Durant fires and hits! With the shot clock running down, he hits.
Kevin Durant in this game had a 49-point triple-double. Played all 48 minutes in this game, and he needed to. They needed every single minute from this guy. Out of this world. Now in Game 6, Giannis was big in this one. Oh.
Still in the first. Bucks up 9. Giannis switching on Jeff Green, blows by for the layup after the first quarter. Before the end of the half, Bucks up 8. Chris Middleton, the open 3.
Oh, and Chris Middleton, well, he also chipped in with, let's see here, 38 points. Yep, Giannis and Middleton both had 30 and 10 in this one. KD also having 30 in his 4th playoff game with such numbers. But the Nets, they just didn't have enough weapons.
Giannis and Chris Middleton both had 30 points and 10 rebounds yesterday, making them only the second pair of teammates to each record 30 and 10 in multiple games within a playoff series. The only other duo to do it, Kobe and Shaq, who did this with the Lakers in the 2002 Western Finals.
And what that means is, folks, we're getting a Game 7. This series has been an instant classic, and now it's time for the best.
To be in a position on the road, Game 7, we are built for this.
And boy, did it deliver. Such a closely contested game, very competitive, ultra.
Holiday got the step. Sets it up to Giannis. Beautiful pass. And there's Durant going at Middleton. And lays it in. Beautiful. Antetokounmpo with the jumper. That's in possession. Durant with the side jump. Yes. 4 points, 9 rebounds. Durant had it knocked away. Thought he was fouled. Does not get the call. Let's get it back. Durant on the drive. It counts on the foul.
I'm just showing here the duel between Giannis and KD. Other guys chipped in too.
Putting moves on Jeff Green and scores. We're down to 2 minutes and 45 seconds as Giannis goes to the rim and draws the foul. Durant trying to shake off Middleton. Here's Durant on the move. Nice fake. And score.
Milwaukee now up 4 with less than a minute to go.
Durant. And fakes Tucker. And hits. Start. The Nets looking to inbound. Jeff Green gets it into Durant. Here is Durant moving on Tucker. He turns. He shoots. Yes! With 1 second remaining. 1 second left to win.
Did KD just hit a 3 for the win? Oh my goodness, in front of everybody.
Gathers his feet. The question is, was his toe on the line? And it looks like from that angle, it was on the line. Still a beautiful shot by Durant.
But the Bucks still had time to try to win this one. Giannis shoots it, gets blocked, goes to overtime. Oh boy. And it was like no one could buy a basket.
The shot clock for the Bucks. Antetokounmpo turns, flips it, and it carries in. 5 seconds left in overtime. 10 on the shot clock. Middleton spinning and hits. 7 on the shot clock. Here's Middleton. Off the mark, rebound Durant.
Only 6 combined points in overtime. KD can win it. The three-pointer here.
Guarded by Holiday. Durant for 3. Comes up with an air ball.
That's a good aim, right? Doesn't matter how I ride. That's beautiful. That's a beautiful aim.
And the Bucks would face the Atlanta Hawks, who upset the Philadelphia 76ers. Oh, wow.
And his swag was on full display early. Look at this. Oh, he's throwing it up off the backboard for one of his 11 assists for John Collins. But wait, you looking for swag? Here we go. Young. Crossing over Holiday. Wait for it. Oh, the shoulder shimmy. You need to see it again.
Oh my goodness. He did the shimmy before hitting the 3. Atlanta in this one ended up winning game 1. They are about to upset the freaking Bucks. Are we serious? And now Trey's in company with LeBron and Kobe. What the heck?
And remember in game 1 as Holiday whips it off to Lopez, who fires from the corner. Hit by Hill, spins his way inside and scores.
And Milwaukee's like, slow down now. We're not going to lose to no Hawks. And the lead would balloon from like 10 to 25 to 30 plus at one point. Yes.
Giannis spinning and hitting.
And this one was a done deal. And it was funny enough, Trae Young actually did end up doing a little shimmy in this one too. But obviously, this was before the lead ballooned. And now in game 3, it was a close one, but Atlanta leading.
Trae Young is down here. You're wondering if he's tired or did something happen on that last play?
Caught it right here. Yeah.
Oh, it looked like he may have stepped on the official.
And he did end up doing so. And unfortunately, you can't see really a good replay here. Let me restart it. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Let me try to replay that one more time. Yep, you see it there. It's bad. But it was the Chris Middleton show in this one, as he would score 20 plus fourth quarter points and win game 3. And now in game 4, the Bucks with a chance to take a commanding 3-1 lead. Let's see here.
Williams around Middleton. Oh, he was trying to lob to Capella, but the ball went in.
And someone's down. Oh, I can see the hyperextension. Yep, the left knee.
Can't even look at it.
No.
And oh boy, that's very concerning. Now the Hawks even up the series as well.
I just got to be honest. And, you know, we're all professionals and our job's to get here and deliver every day. This is like an emotional gut punch for me as a sports fan.
That's perhaps the biggest question now. Can the Bucks win this series without Giannis? As he would miss game 5, but the Bucks win game 5 without Giannis. Now it's a game 6 where obviously you would hope the Bucks repeat that domination in the paint. And well, they do. They end up winning game 6 also with Giannis cheering them on and the whole Pfizer Forum, the outside of the arena going crazy as the Bucks lift the Eastern Conference trophy for the first time in 50 years. And now the Bucks, oh boy, they will face the Phoenix Suns in the NBA Finals. This is going to be interesting. Wait, is that Giannis practicing? Is he going to play?
You know, man, I think it was promising. Look right here. He getting a chance to drive that basketball. Isaiah, he's driving it hard. He went through his dribbling routine. You know, I can't comment on his injury, but you're in the finals. I know he wants to get a chance to play. The way he's warming up to me, Isaiah, right now, he's playing in game one.
It's honestly a miracle that he's even able to do this. Game time decision. This is within less than 2 weeks of the injury happening. Now, you see Giannis right there getting the ball. Yeah, he's playing in this one. And Phoenix, well...
It puts too much pressure on your defense. Paul deflects it. Crowder to Bridges. Bridges up inside. Blocked by Antetokounmpo. Notice on him once again.
And they've gone back to switching with Lopez out.
Paul on the drive. Layup is good.
And it was like Phoenix was ready for this matchup.
Let the screen and roll. Cross the switch. Get out of my way. Paul for three. Bang! Paul on the drive. Draws the contact. Count it and one. Chris Paul putting on a show. And Paul will dribble it out. First finals game in 28 years, and the Suns give their fans a magnificent performance.
I'm going to give Giannis some grace, okay? He didn't really perform that well, but he's just coming back off of a hyperextended knee. That's not normal, fam. But Chris Paul, 32 points, showing that he does belong, and that he's trying to win his first chip here, bro. A historic career, and Booker also chipping in too. Yo, I'm not going to lie to you, bro. I don't care about that. Giannis, how do you feel?
At the end of the day, I'm out there. I feel good. I don't feel pain. You know, I can run, I can jump, I can set screens. You know, I can rebound the ball. I can do stuff. So I'm good. I'm happy. I'm happy that I'm out there. You know, at the end of the day, I haven't watched the clip, but when the play happened, I thought I'm going to be out for a year. You know, so I'm just happy that two games later, I'm back.
I actually can't believe it, but Giannis made history alongside DeAndre Ayton in the finals, in their debut. Okay, whatever. Game 2 now, and Phoenix, yeah, they're a good team.
Booker trying to draw the foul. Poked away by Middleton. Bridges inside. Ayton for the layup. And the foul.
Game still within reach for the Bucks in the fourth quarter, but the Suns would carry through.
DeAndre Ayton the rebound. Paul for three. Bang!
And I just can't help but feel bad because Giannis, he's out here trying to motivate his troops, but they just couldn't do it.
Now 2 wins away from their first NBA championship.
I guess the Bucks needed some humble pie before they responded with a little 1-2 combo of their own, blowing this team out in Game 3.
Well, they are starting to celebrate. Giannis Antetokounmpo with another finals gem. And this series is now 2-1.
Let me just show you Giannis. He scored 41 points in this Game 3. Wow.
And you got numbers. Giannis kicks it out. Connaughton for three. Bang! Pat Connaughton from downtown.
And it's now Game 4. And oh my goodness, one of the best finishes to a finals game that I have seen in a while. Oh,
exactly. It's only the third team foul. Middleton finding some space. Jump shot is good. Middleton fakes. Now dribbles. Foul line jumper shot. It's good. Now Booker with Tucker on him. Throws it up for Ayton. Shot blocked by Antetokounmpo. What a block from Giannis. Chris Paul falls down and lost the ball. And you've got numbers right now if you're the Bucks. Holiday, Middleton, inside, he banks it home. Timeout, Phoenix. And that'll do it. The NBA Finals are tied at 2 games apiece.
And now the Bucks, just like the Suns are, 2 games away from a chip.
In Game 4, he has been magnificent. Here tonight in Game 5. Antetokounmpo high off the glass, he banks it home. Antetokounmpo the drive to finish and the foul. Bridges gets a good look. Knocks down the three. Chris Paul drives on Antetokounmpo, gets inside, scores.
This one, the Bucks are up. Oh man, this is a big one. You win this, you most likely win this series, but the Suns will come back.
Booker comes to the ball, fires a three. Bang! Devin Booker from downtown. Missed a pair. Paul makes his move, gets inside. The running layup is good.
Oh my God, a 1-point game. Oh, this cannot be the way the fuck season ends. No.
Holiday looks up, drives, throws it up. No good.
You have to get a stop here. Come on. This is not how you're supposed to lose this one.
Booker the drive, gets inside, leans in. Knocked away and stolen by Holiday. Phoenix has to foul. Antetokounmpo throws it down.
I just talked about this in the previous video, but the aura in this man, when he stares you down like this, oh my God.
Missed it. Fight for the rebound. Tipped and taken by Middleton. Booker leans in. That's a two-pointer. Shot won't go. Rebound tipped. Taken by Tucker. Knocked loose. Back out to Booker. Final seconds. Deflected. Paul, the three-pointer. It's over. The Milwaukee Bucks are one win away from their first title in 50 years.
Amongst teams that have been down 3-2 in the NBA Finals, only 19% of them have managed to win a title. But Game 6 is in Milwaukee. I think Phoenix here might be cooked.
Monty Williams says Mikal Bridges running the floor. Shot blocked by Antetokounmpo.
I'm going to try to capture as much of this as I can, but I probably won't be able to, so... Hey.
Nice feed inside. Blocked by... An 18-point turnaround. Antetokounmpo gets inside.
And Paul's finding enough room and separation to get off his mid-range jumper.
Shot clock winding down. Booker blocked by Antetokounmpo. And a 24-second violation. Game 5, one of the best games of his life. Antetokounmpo gets the roll. Count it and one. Giannis tries a three. It's good. Who coached Drew at Philadelphia when he was an all-star with the Sixers. Antetokounmpo lays it up and in. Antetokounmpo calling for it. Goes against Crowder, gets inside. Banker won't go. The rebound, back up and in.
Giannis was just a sun. Everything revolving around his solar system. Oh, man.
Back to Giannis. Backs in. Leans, pulls up, jump shot. Got it. We're in Portis once again. Booker on the drive. Left-handed shot blocked. Antetokounmpo. Middleton off the bounce. Throws it up. Bank shot. No good. Antetokounmpo with the follow. Oh, they back on Booker. Antetokounmpo picks him up. Booker blocked by Antetokounmpo. That's 5.
Watching this game, you could just tell everything was coming together for Milwaukee.
Middleton inside. Nice entry pass. And the slam from Antetokounmpo. He has been magnificent at the line. 50 points. Only the 7th player in the history of the finals to have a 50-point game.
50 points in the closeout game. This guy has infinite aura.
But that's what I call star power. And the huge smile. It's over. The Bucks have done it.
Oh, man. There's only so much else I can say about this dude, Giannis. At this point, he was on top of the world. NBA champions. Devin Booker's Suns unfortunately couldn't capture a ring for Chris Paul. But this, I explained in the Suns video that I already did recently. Now, let's get into the Bucks downfall, shall we?
When you won MVP the first time, you said, don't call me MVP again until I win it again. And then you won it again, and you said, don't call me MVP again until I'm a champion. What unfinished business was left for you there?
You know, I always wanted to be a champion, you know, period. You know, I feel like, you know, if I kept hearing the word MVP and MVP, I just gonna settle. You know, I'm not gonna work to be better. I never dreamed to be the MVP. I wanted to be a champion, you know, and I didn't want to feel like, you know, settled. Once I got the MVP, I'm like, oh yeah, I won the MVP. It's okay, whatever. You know, I'm good now. You know, everybody know who I am. I made my name in the league or whatever the case might be. But that's why I never want to have something that holds me back, that I cannot work as hard as possible. I wanted to be a champion, and I said, don't call me MVP until I'm a champion. You know, now, don't call me nothing. You know, I have the same mentality, and that's the messed up part about my brain. You know, that we just did it. Like, we did it a couple hours ago, and I'm already thinking about how can I do it again.
And now's the Bucks' turn to rejoice as the championship parade makes its way in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Bro, they had a crazy crowd and everything in this Game 6.
You know, don't let nobody tell you what you can be and what you cannot do. You know, people told me I can't make free throws. I made my free throws tonight, and I'm a freaking champion. Like, this is an addicting feeling. Like, I love playing in the playoffs. I love playing in the finals. You know, I love playing with the ball is heavy. You know, and this is the moments I want to chase more. I want our team to build off this, you know.
Brother, he got the trophy on the table. He got the trophy in the bedroom. Like, this guy is just living life right now. He's out here going to Chick-fil-A, trying to get a 50-piece, you know, in commemoration of his 50-point game.
Think that the Bucks should reward Coach Bud with an extension.
You know, bro, this guy, people were thinking he should be fired if they lost in the playoffs. And now his job is secure. He's a championship coach. He agreed to a 3-year contract extension on August of this year. Yeah, he's safe. And you get Thanasis also getting an extension too. Yeah, Chris Middleton and Drew Holiday in the Olympics winning gold. And it just felt like this was the beginning, right? They're not satisfied yet. They asked Giannis about being the face in the league, and he's like, I don't care about that.
It's easy. I'm not satisfied. But for as a team too, we got to go out there and think. We know it was the 2021 NBA champs, but right now we just the Milwaukee Bucks again that nobody believes in us.
And now all there is to it is getting into next season. And hopefully not much hiccups coming the way. Bucks GM John Horst was given an extension. Oh, wow. Yeah, everybody getting paid from this championship run, and I don't blame them. And from the tip, you got Milwaukee beating the Brooklyn Nets. Oh, wow.
Listen, and Drew Holiday didn't play tonight. He got hurt early in the first quarter.
Yeah, he didn't play for most of that game, exited with a right heel contusion. Oh, boy. And you also had Chris Middleton early in the season testing positive for... that and entering the safety protocols.
Brooke, you haven't played since opening night. What's kind of the latest on your status and trying to push for a return here?
And this is all happening with Brook Lopez not even playing basketball since the opening night. He has a back injury, and we're not sure when he's going to return. And so that means, partly Giannis has to do everything now because a lot of injuries are coming up this early in the season. One of 5 players leading his team in all 3 categories. And you look at that lower third here, 6-6, 9 in the East, and it's because they've had so many players miss games due to injury. By the way, Giannis also leading his Bucks in total points, rebounds, assists, steals, and blocks. This guy is just ruthless. He's just insane.
They've been missing 4 starters for most of the season. Not 3, 4. Everybody forgets about Dante DiVincenzo.
It got so bad, you even had Giannis missing a game against the Raptors for an undisclosed reason? And at one point, you had this many Bucks players not playing in this one. I mean, what the hell is going on in Milwaukee?
Finds Schroeder open. Nice job by Williams, keeps it alive. Schroeder.
Something's up with Middleton.
Milwaukee foul was on number 22.
Yeah, Chris, it didn't look good from the get-go. He had to go to the locker room because right here, look at this play here. Oh, my goodness. Looks like he hyperextends his knee right there.
Chris Middleton.
Middleton committed the foul, obviously, so he could get off the floor here.
2 minutes.
Going right to the locker room.
Yeah. Well, that won't stop Giannis from making history again. Giannis scored 33, 15 rebounds, and had 11 assists in a game in which surpassed Michael Jordan's total triple-doubles in a career and sits 18th all-time after recording his 29th triple-double.
He is expected to sign a 1-year deal with the defending champion Bucks today.
Yeah, Bucks are so desperate for a center right now. They're signing Boogie Cousins, a player that has quite frankly regressed since his injuries, obviously plaguing him. But he'd be a much-needed boost for this team as they are in desperate need of a center right now with Brook Lopez still not playing. And it's been, 20-plus games right now? And about that Chris Middleton left knee hyperextension, well, Mike Budenholzer giving us words of encouragement saying, we'll know more tomorrow, but I think there's some hope that it's not serious. Woo-wee, thank goodness. Well, with more players coming back from injury and things looking way better for the Bucks, I mean, you got Bobby Portis shimmying, bro. Giannis had 44 points, and it was a decisive victory against the Lakers team. Oh, boy.
Here, the Bucks are on a tear. They've won 4 in a row. They've won 8 of their last 11.
With that 3 to tie the game, he passed Kareem Abdul-Jabbar all-time in franchise points. Wow, man. But, guys, the game's not over yet.
KD for the lead. No rebound, Carter.
And in overtime, the Milwaukee Bucks managed to get a 3-point lead.
Curry on the defense. Bully ball right here. Holiday doubled, fadeaway no. Picked up by Claxton.
And right here, the Bucks do the right thing here, fouling Claxton, who's not a good free throw shooter, and who would obviously end up missing the first free throw. Now, he made the free throw, and it's a 2-point game. Now, Giannis now has the ball here on Claxton guarding him.
Giannis will let it rip from 20. Rebound by Durant. KD the other way.
doubled. Out to Irving. It's a three. It's off. Foul. And a foul.
Just an unfortunate foul by Wesley Matthews that would send KD to the line. And he would do good on all 3 shots to make it a 1-point lead for Brooklyn.
13 of the last 16 points. Here comes Giannis. Hard into 2 defenders, Durant and Claxton.
Claxton's got a foul.
2 timeouts, Bucks have 1. Giannis at the line. 44 points for Antetokounmpo.
In a game that felt all too familiar in that stadium, overtime, big game. I mean, this is just, you knew KD was getting the ball here.
It's Durant for the win.
The PTSD from this game, Brooklyn Nets fans, I'm so sorry, dog. This is crazy. And what's crazy is, Giannis, I mean, the game before, against the Sixers, right here, you see a clutch block on Embiid to win it. And that was 2 nights before this one against the Nets where he tied the game with a 3-pointer. Oh, and I don't know if you noticed, Brook Lopez is now back on the lineup. And the Bucks look scarier than ever. Oh, man.
Shots, just 2 field goals in 4 minutes here in the quarter. 7 straight points for Milwaukee. And that's what you're talking about right there. He 5. The margin has stayed in double figures the entire second half, despite DeMar DeRozan putting up 40 points. Milwaukee's not even giving him a chance.
What he provides for you defensively, obviously he likes to play drop, but man, his defense is much needed for this Bucks team if they want to win a championship this season.
With Brook back, you guys can now play really big. I think you had to line up Serge, Bobby, and you out on the floor together tonight. What does it mean for you guys to be able to play big again?
Oh man, it's great. You know, Brook is a cheat code. You know, he can rebound the ball, he can score the ball for us, he can make threes. His defense is unbelievable. He's just making it tough for everybody that comes in the paint. So happy that he's back.
Shout out Hoop Digest. I mean, he shows the bench lineup that the bench have now more depth and more size off the bench now. And Bobby Portis, I mean, he's playing 6th man of the year type basketball from the bench. The Bucks at the 3rd seed would face the 6th seed Bulls in the 1st round. And this game is pretty close.
Into their offense, DeRozan with just over 3 minutes to go. 3rd quarter, White for the lead. Got it! For Milwaukee. White drives in, left hand, Kobe White.
The Bucks quickly picking up the slack here.
Had a chance at it. Connaughton hands to Antetokounmpo, bulldozes, left hand! Get it ahead quickly for Antetokounmpo. Hard drive, gives up his body, counted and a foul!
In a tightly contested 4th quarter would be the Bucks that would prevail, with the Bucks now up 1-0 in the series.
This is going to be a huge stretch right now for Chicago. And then that's one reason why they're going to keep the ball in his hands.
Bucks were down by as much as 16 points, would have to come back here if they want to win it. And sure enough, with DeRozan scoring so many points, the game is close now.
Oh, Giannis drive, kicks, Lopez, got it as a foul. Batted out by Vucevic. DeRozan down the lane, hangs, and hits.
But it would be the Bulls who would take game 2 to tie the series back 1 apiece.
To not force it. Inside, Lopez, and a whistle and foul.
Uh-oh, that didn't look so good. Middleton now going to the locker room.
Jonathan back in the game. Middleton heads to the locker room.
And even though Middleton, he has a sprained MCL, the Bucks still should be able to beat this team handedly, convincingly. But they aren't. The Bulls seem to be, fighting neck and neck with the Bucks.
Because the Bulls are better than the Pelicans. Even though the Pelicans are rolling right now, the Bulls are better. And credit to the Bulls. I thought this was a walkover for the Bucks. I was dead wrong. The Bulls have come out with fight, tenacity, spirit. Their stars have showed up, particularly last night. But the Bucks, something's wrong with the Bucks. They look disinterested, sloppy, suddenly kind of like shallow and unathletic around Giannis. They just don't look right. I thought game 1, I chalked up game 1 to they didn't respect the Bulls and they just came out like, eh. I would have bet a lot of money, thank God I don't bet, that they would have rolled the Bulls last night because that's just what it felt like. Okay, we got our wake-up call, we escaped, let's hit the punch. And the Bulls came and punched them last night, and they just didn't really have a great punch back. I don't like the way they look so far.
Well, without Middleton, it seems like the Bucks got the message because, oh my goodness, look at that score.
Giannis kicks it out, deflected by DeRozan. Connaughton off the bounce. Portis puts up a three, puts it in at the buzzer. 15 points, 13 rebounds. This presentation of the NBA playoffs continues after.
Oh my, that music. Oh my, I miss it so much, man. Oh man.
Do we know why this game is still going on?
Oh, Thanasis.
This is why it's going on. Because Thanasis has it going on.
Bro, this dude Fadas is going crazy. Yeah, wrap this game up. But yeah, man, the Bucks making a statement here, showing that they're a much better team even without Middleton.
Final score, the Bucks 119, the Bulls 95.
Another statement win to make it a 3-1 lead in the series. Yeah, wrap this shit up, Milwaukee. Thank goodness I don't have to watch another freaking quarter of this series. Now the Bucks are playing the Boston Celtics. Ooh-wee. And game one looked like it was gonna go the Bucks' way towards the end.
Williams, stout defense, threw it to himself. Oh! He's eviscerating the Celtics inside.
Much today.
This one's in the books. Giannis with a triple-double.
But in game two, it was Boston that was sending a message back to the Bucks. Despite stealing home game from the Boston Celtics, Boston still not quitting and in fact blowing the Bucks out in this one.
And this series is all tied at one apiece.
And it opens up that area.
Oh, if you're Pritchard, man, he's 2 minutes tonight. Good deflection by White and Tatum now in the open floor. Oh, Giannis went at him.
And thankfully, we would be treated to a much closer, much more competitive game three here.
Transition here in the third quarter. Some of that to do with Milwaukee's defense. But it's a 5-point swing because Holiday buries a three.
Okay, maybe not. I don't know what's going on anymore.
So he's off the ball right now, not guarding Giannis. And on the switch, my goodness, Giannis just took advantage.
Okay, I won't lie. The score is getting closer. Giannis with another monster game. Oh, man. Oh, we might see some crazy.
Yeah, look out here. Jaylen Brown in the paint, puts it up, no, but a foul.
And Jaylen Brown making both free throws and making it a 1-point game. Lead. The Celtics now lead for the first time since it was 52-51. They came back down 14.
Tatum driving to the corner. Horford out to Brown for three. No good. Offensive rebound.
The Celtics can put this away. Will they?
Trying to fight through Holiday. Out to Smart. Triple try. In and out. Grant Williams knocked it out of bounds. Here's Connaughton. Now Giannis goes right at Grant Williams. Step through and gets the layup, giving Milwaukee a 1-point lead.
And then we had a series of plays from both teams fighting hard in this one, where even for the Bucks here with less than 20 seconds left, Drew Holiday trying to get a shot up.
Holiday against Tatum with 3 to shoot. Tatum hits the deck, no call. Holiday scoops, puts it in, and Milwaukee leads by 3.
Marcus Smart here getting fouled, and the Celtics are in the bonus, so it's 2 shots at the line. And so Marcus, after making his first free throw, would have to, yeah, you see there, fake it, and he gets the rebound. Wait, whoa!
And he does hit the rim. Smart got it, puts it up. No, tip won't go. Williams, another try. Horford, no, he tips it in, but it's afterwards.
Just a dramatic way for this game to end. Horford trying to tip it, and then he does, but it comes after the buzzer. That's too bad. Look at this. You can see the replay here. The ball's still in his hands. Oh, boy.
Right into the hands of Holiday. Horford stopped. Here is Antetokounmpo with a throwdown.
And y'all seen Horford look at Giannis and say, okay. Well, he did send a message to Giannis afterwards.
Horford gets by Giannis and throws it down.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie, bro. This shit pissed me off as a Giannis fan. Holy, look at him just hitting him in the face.
Key possession. Tatum fires and hits.
And let's just say the Celtics took game 4, and it's not gonna go back to Boston with a chance for them to clinch it in game 5.
The Celtics win game 4.
During a game where the mural was exposed, Giannis, his airness, his greatness, his aura. I could just feel the aura oozing. Oh my God.
Nobody says it's going to be easy. And at the end of the day, we know what the deal is now. You know, we got to go in Boston, we got to play good basketball. But now what how our body feels and what we feel in our mind and all that, who really cares? Nobody cares. We know what the deal is. We got to keep going there. In Boston, play good basketball, play together, have fun, enjoy the game, and hopefully we can get a win.
And Giannis continuing to emphasize how they know what the deal is. They know what they have to do to win this series.
Giannis, I know most players after a loss, you have, 12 hours, and then you forget about it. But how is it at all difficult to kind of flush a loss in the playoffs and go into the next one? Is it easier or is it harder because you think about what happened in that game?
The thing with the playoffs is that, like, you win, you feel great. You lose, you feel terrible. But I'm over myself. Like, at the end of the day, like, I know what the deal is. The team knows what the deal is. We gotta go to Boston and try to win a game. Now, no matter what I feel, it doesn't really matter. Emotions are for movies, not for basketball. But
emotions are from movies. This guy's, I don't know where he comes up with these lines, bro. This is hilarious. But it does seem like the team is asking a heck of a lot from Giannis, especially in these late stretches.
At times, fellas, it feels like Giannis has to do it all, especially with Chris Middleton sidelined with that MCL. Are the Bucks, JJ, asking too much of Giannis not having Middleton out there?
They really have no choice. They really have no choice. This is the issue you have without Chris Middleton. And we talked about this earlier today with Mike Greenberg. Their closing play is a 3-5 side pick and roll with Chris Middleton and Giannis, or a dribble handoff on that left side with Giannis and Chris Middleton. That's what they ran all last playoffs to beat the Nets, to win the Eastern Conference against the Atlanta Hawks, and to win in the finals against the Phoenix Suns. You're missing that right now. So much of the offense has to be generated by Giannis. And he's been in all sorts of different positions, and he's going against a loaded defense. Look, Drew Holiday is one of my dear friends.
JJ Redick, I mean, he's just telling the truth. With Drew Holiday being a second option, basically, I mean, that's just not his role, right? And you have Giannis now basically being asked to carry a team that, when healthy, really should not have to ask this much out of Giannis. Middleton is their second option. Him not playing is going to basically wear these guys out thin.
Bobby Portis has had some moments. Like, they have good role players on their team with Drew struggles like this that can generate good offense. And that's not a knock. Like, Pat Connaughton has played really well this series. Bobby Portis has had some moments. Like, they have good role players. But for generating offense, it's Giannis and Giannis alone right now. And that's a real problem. And I think over the next, we talked about Toll earlier, over the next 3 games, with 2 of those games in Boston, you're asking a lot of Giannis, which is why I think the Celtics are going to win the series.
Tatum on the run out. Tatum hangs and finishes with a foul.
And Milwaukee down double digits in the fourth quarter in a pivotal game 5. It's not looking good.
Movement. Holiday in the corner, takes a peek, gives it up. Connaughton open for 3. Got it. Connaughton on Tatum. He goes right. Hammers one home.
But something about this game, it seemed like the Bucks, they were sensing the moment and they were rising in this quarter.
Boston's lead is 11. Connaughton knocks another one in.
But the lead was cut to as much. The lead now being cut to as much as 4.
Tatum rises up with a pass. Sticks of mid-range just to go in regulation. Tatum rises up with a pass. Sticks of mid-range jumper.
So much time here with a team that can explode offensively like Milwaukee.
Holiday puts it up. No, Giannis has the defensive player of the year on Holiday. Pulls up a mid-range jumper and knocks it down.
And now Boston, they would respond here with a Tatum mid-range right here. And then it would be the other J here stepping up here with a shot to make it a 6. Wait, no, it's Horford.
Horford! The follow!
Oh, no. Milwaukee. Oh, not like this.
Holiday kicks it. Portis for 3. No good. Matthews the rebound. Giannis is going to put up a 3. And he'll hit it. Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Oh my goodness. A Giannis 3 to cut the lead in half. The Celtics. Oh boy. Look at this blood just dripping from the right side of his eye. And of course, he's having a monster game.
One possession game here. Tatum rises up. No. Giannis with a rebound.
Come on, Milwaukee. You're down 3. You can tie this game up right here.
On it to Bobby Portis. Oh, he lost the handle. Missed it. And it's into the hands of Brown. Smart lost the handle. Giannis has it. Bucks want to run. 46 seconds. Bobby Portis gives it up. Holiday for three. Down it goes. We are tied.
The game is tied, and Giannis' aura multiplying by thousands with blood dripping from that right side. But after getting fouled right here by Bobby, Tatum would hit both free throws, and it's now back to a 2-point game.
Celtics have a foul to give. Giannis falls down, and a foul on Grant Williams.
Well, now they're in the bonus. That was their foul to give, so they have no more fouls to give. Next one will be a bonus.
Some space. 8 to shoot. Antetokounmpo goes. The hook shot. No, and a foul. Clutch. Missed it. Ball's up. Portis got it. Portis puts it up. And it goes.
Just a valiant effort from this Bucks team. Even with Giannis missing a clutch free throw. Bobby with the rebound and putback. But this game's not over. Boston can still win this one.
Series tied at 2 apiece. Marcus Smart goes to the rack and blocked by Drew Holiday. He throws it off Smart. Milwaukee ball. Foul. And Horford gives it to Smart. Smart in half court. He's picked by Holiday. And that's going to do it.
Just an insane performance. And the Bucks, do you know how important this win is? Yeah, the graphic shows it. Game 5 winners win the series 82% of the time.
Tatum pulls back, 6 on the shot clock. Tatum, step back, three-pointer. It's good! Jason Tatum with a masterpiece tonight.
And the Celtics with their backs against the wall, responding in kind in Game 6 with Tatum carrying the load. For the Bucks, it was Giannis that had 44 points. Look at this three-pointer that he puts in.
Tatum's got to put it up. Step back, three-pointer. Bang! Jason Tatum from downtown. Smart. Inside the Tatum, spins, falling away off one foot, it's good again! Big moments, he's got 14 points. Smart kicks it out in the corner. Tatum, three-pointer, puts it in! Jason Tatum with his 7th three-pointer! Watch the greatness of that man. Amen. Jaylen Brown, three-pointer, it's good! Playing physical with Tatum. Tatum on the drive, lays it in, and the foul! Tatum tried to slam it. Somebody got a piece of it.
Tatum in this one with 46 points. Herculean effort to tie the series and bring it back home to Boston. And I suppose Bucks fans were upset, and some of them decided to be rowdy in ways that are, quite frankly, dangerous and violent. I'm not going to say too much about this, but damn, the city had to impose a curfew. I mean, the Bucks, this was their game to win. Now they have to go to Boston to win the series.
We're 5 for 22 to start the game. They've hit their last 5 shots. Pritchard, Horford, the dunk.
There was something in the air in Boston. Giannis was, trying his hardest, but the Celtics team, it felt like the crowd was giving them more and more energy as the game went on.
Does he make or miss?
Tatum, another three. He's 4 for 4 from downtown. Celtics regain the lead. George Hill extends out. Tatum drives, sidestep, layup is good. Antetokounmpo inside, blocked by Tice. Smart to Brown, Brown to the bucket. Missed it, but Smart on the follow.
Celtics crowded the paint, made it harder for Giannis to try to get his game off.
Final minute, first half. Grant Williams connects on a three.
And the floodgates were opening for Boston.
Brown making his move. It's a good look. Jump shot is good.
Greatest area of growth.
They back off. Grayson Allen on him. Tatum 5 to shoot. Spins. Kicks it back out. Jaylen Brown three-pointer. Puts it in. Timeout Milwaukee.
The threes were opening the game up for Boston, and they're just getting any shot they want now. And bro, I can't believe I'm saying these words. This is the Grant Williams game. Yes, you heard me right.
And they're never out of it. Horford fakes. Horford drives inside. Williams for the flush. Brown's got 9 points in the period, 19 for the game. White, Williams, three-pointer. Bang! Grant Williams once again.
3 point-blank layups tonight that you just don't see him miss.
Grant Williams again! 7th three-pointer of the game. It's a 16-point lead.
And after Grant Williams went for 7 threes, it was Peyton Pritchard's turn to just light it up.
And he's done just a wonderful job of picking this Bucks defense apart.
Pritchard again! Peyton Pritchard from downtown!
And that's all she wrote. The series was over. Boston winning it in 7. And I'm not gonna lie, the biggest thing about this game to me is the Bucks offensively. It was only a Giannis show. And I guess you could say Drew Holiday also showed up, right? 21 points. Giannis had 25 on, bad shooting. But look at everybody else, man. Brook Lopez, the only other player besides Bobby Portis to score double digits. And just look at the 3-point percentage. Look at this, the bottom. 4 of 33 from deep. That is a historically bad 3-point showing from the Bucks in this Game 7. Well, amongst teams that have played in Game 7s and that have attempted at least 33s, the Bucks have by far the worst 3-point percentage in the history of the league. The Rockets had the record before this, and we all know 2018, what happened and how historic that was. 27 straight missed threes, and somehow the Bucks shot worse than them. Do you know that's how bad it was? And one thing that does suck too, Giannis in this series was Herculean, right? There's a picture of him just laying on the bench. He's just fatigued. He's gassed, just looking up. And the stat line here, Giannis becomes the first ever player to record 200 plus points, 100 plus rebounds, 50 plus assists in a single playoff series. Like, this dude was doing it all, bro. He had to. With no Middleton, he had to. And it just wasn't enough.
Just for you, I know you don't really make excuses or anything like that, but just how much did you guys miss Chris in this series?
Obviously, who knows? If you had Chris, it'd probably be a different story. But at the end of the day, from game 1, from game 3 that we played Chicago, we kind of went out there and compete. Obviously we wasn't trying to make excuses. We don't have Chris, and now it's gonna be tough for us. No. I think everybody went out there, compete, gave everything they had, and that's what we did from game 3 against Chicago until game 7 against Boston. But if we had him, maybe it would have been a different story, but we didn't.
Just for you in this series, what kind of stands out?
Giannis getting asked about this. Look, man, they could have won the series even without him, bro. So obviously, that's not a good enough excuse here. Actually, I take that back. It is a good enough excuse. I mean, this is the type of offense they run down the stretch late, and they didn't have that guy, that closer in Middleton. And in other news, apparently Grayson Allen underwent a procedure on his finger. I mean, obviously, these guys are going to be banged up in the playoffs, right? You could say, oh, it's not an excuse. Now, in terms of morale, I don't think the Bucks should be down on themselves, right? Like, they were still neck and neck there. They could have won the series. And some of the guys that were free agents, I mean, they're coming back to the Bucks to try to win this, man.
Here's something I liked. I like what the Milwaukee Bucks are doing. Signing Joe Ingles, who, yes, he is still recovering from that knee injury. We won't see him at the beginning of the season. But, hey, it's all about how the plane lands in April.
We talking about Joe Ingles. Let's be real. Bobby Portis, getting him on a team-friendly contract. This is great stuff. I think this is good, man. We're seeing a continuity on this team. We're seeing, hopefully, a healthier season. I mean, this team, they're still a good team. Even Serge Ibaka's returning on a 1-year deal.
Get motivated by other things, but I want to win championship in either any way or the other. I get it done. The feeling I felt, it was a nice feeling. And, I kind of got jealous of Golden State, seeing them in the parade and in the SPs and just, that feeling now. You know what is getting stripped away from you. So hopefully God can bless us to win another one. But
in other news, this is not good news, by the way. Chris Middleton likely to miss the start of the 2022-23 season. Oh my goodness. So Middleton, he underwent surgery on his left wrist over the summer. This was an injury he sustained sometime around the All-Star break, and the feeling just never went away. So he was playing through that too. That's crazy. Oh no, this is not what you want, bro. You don't want to have more injuries. Bro, this is just not looking good already. Oh, and the Bucks in the preseason not looking good. They went 0-5. Oh boy. Preseason, shmee season. I mean, bro, who cares, bro? It's nothing about the preseason really translates to the NBA regular season, okay? The Bucks would end up winning 9 straight games, bro. Like, they were on a heater.
Has yet to take the floor from Milwaukee this season. So, Jamal, how close is the 3-time All-Star to making his return?
Yeah, Malika, the Bucks feel like he's getting very close. Now, he's been back and forth with the G League team a few times over the past few weeks and able to kind of participate in a full practice with them. And this past Monday, the Bucks had a very light workout here in Milwaukee before they go to New York to play the Knicks on Wednesday. Now, I asked Coach Mike Budenholzer, do they think they need to see a full practice with Middleton?
But the Bucks, they're in no rush to bring him back. They're 14-5, bro. They're playing great basketball still without him. But it's very encouraging to hear that Middleton is getting close to returning.
Adrian Wojnarowski reports that Chris Middleton will make his season debut in Friday's game against the Lakers after having...
Adding a Chris Middleton to an offense that is already looking so lethal is going to be making wonders for this team. This team, the sky's the limit, man. And even their defense has been great. Number 1 in defensive efficiency. My goodness. Adding Chris Middleton to this team now, it's just going to make the offense that much better, that much smoother. I mean, you're just going to see a seamless, almost perfect transition. And the Bucks already are playing the best defense out of anybody in the league. So, Chris Middleton, I can't wait. Now, the Bucks have been reeling the last 11 games, winning only 6 of them, whereas they started the season winning every game for 9 straight, right?
Middleton off one leg. That's got to feel so good for Chris Middleton.
Now, the Bucks did end up losing this one. Oh, boy. Now they're at 15-6 overall in the season. But man, does it feel good seeing Chris Middleton back on the floor regardless. Giannis has increasingly been setting more and more screens over the last 4 years. Now, Chris Middleton on the floor, he can set picks for him, and that offense is lethal. We know it. We've seen it in the finals. Bucks around this point, they were winning games. This was a 15-game win streak at one point. Then it was a 9-game win streak at another point. Like, these guys were just dominating.
117-104 is the final. And the magic number now is 3 to wrap up the number 1 seed.
Yes, they were a number 1 seed in the entire NBA, okay? And in this game that I'm showing you right now, Jrue Holiday had himself a ball game.
Jrue Holiday off the bounce, going against Jordan Nwora. Jrue Holiday, hesitation, shoulder fake, working for it, fade away. He has his first 50-point game of his career.
Bro scored 51 points. What the hell is going on in Milwaukee?
Rolls 105-92, secures home court advantage throughout the entire playoffs. Perk, what did you learn about the Bucks?
You got Giannis not playing a couple games, and these guys are still lighting teams up. Brook Lopez is also in the DPOY conversation. Bobby Portis is in the 6-man of the year conversation. Like, what are we doing? The Bucks are now favored to win the NBA title. Is this a super team?
How do you think that differs, or maybe you've improved since the 2021 championship, Jrue Holiday?
I'm just playing with a lot of confidence, me personally. Loving the game, loving my teammates and how we play, and just really having fun out there.
What if Giannis Antetokounmpo wins another title?
If Giannis wins another championship, think about this era right now has obviously been dominated by LeBron and Steph Curry when it comes to the rings era. This will give him 2. As the lead dog, by the way, Kevin Durant with the Warriors obviously got a couple. But for Giannis, this puts him in elite company even higher than he is at this point.
And, bro, this team, with the first seed, they've got home court advantage in every series they play in the playoffs or moving forward. Come on, this is the year.
I'm going to give you the why and who I'm picking in the NBA playoffs. So let's start with the East.
Yeah, I thought it would be fun to see his prediction here because it'll probably age poorly, right?
I think Miami is going to beat the Bulls, and then the Bucks in the first round will beat the Heat. The Heat have the worst scoring offense in the NBA. Points are hard, and you got Jrue Holiday, Giannis, and Brook Lopez, elite defenders. I don't think Miami could score enough.
Yeah, that's a pretty obvious one. No upsets here, folks.
To beat Milwaukee, so they would win the first round. You go back to the top, Milwaukee, second round now. Milwaukee, I would take Bucks over the Cavs. mostly because one is the oldest team in the league and one is one of the youngest teams in the league, and I think age and wisdom matters.
It's just facts, bro. Experience in the playoffs really does matter.
By the way, the Bucks are 42-12 when Giannis, Drew Holiday, and Brook Lopez, their three best defenders, play. So I think that the Buckles will be harder to come by. You just got a bigger, older, stronger team, and they'll kind of power their way. Cleveland will win a game, though. Cleveland will be fun to watch. And then you get the series I think we all understand. I think it's an interesting series. I think Boston matches up pretty well with them if Robert Williams is healthy. That's a real question because playoff basketball is more physical and it's more physically demanding. So in the conference finals, Giannis averaged 29 a game against Boston. But again, they held Robert Williams out a lot this year. They bubble wrapped him to get him healthy for the playoffs. This is a go-either-way series. The winner of this series, I believe, wins the NBA championship. I feel like Milwaukee's just got a guy or two more that can hit a basket, but I think those are the two best teams in the NBA as currently constructed. I do think Milwaukee is going to have to make some real changes after this year. They're getting old and slow really quickly. Chris Middleton is not the same player, but between Drew, Giannis, Brook Lopez, I just think they've just got enough guys. Joe Ingles, Jay Crowder. They'll just be able to lean on a couple of more guys to get baskets. And I'll take Milwaukee. But they're getting old. Let's go to the West.
Yeah, I'm definitely skipping this, but he has an interesting prediction out West. Apparently, it's the Phoenix Suns that are going to make it to the finals.
Phoenix, Milwaukee. I would love to see KD win in Phoenix. I think it's a great, great final. I have a bet.
Oh, boy, just knowing what happens in this playoffs is... Oh, my God. No, man. No! Shake, 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 shake that booty.
One in the East taking on number 8 Miami, and man,
I'm just here looking forward to a nice playoff series between the 1 and 8th seed. Yay, Jimmy Butler. Yay, Giannis goes for... Whoa! Wait! Oh, hold up! What's going on here? This is not part of the script. Narrator. It was indeed part of the script.
Giannis heads to the locker room.
Now, he did come back in the game, which made me happy at first, but the injury was much more serious than we initially thought.
See Giannis come back, but he's struggling, man, and then heads to the locker room for good.
You know something, Sick. That kid is one of the best, hardest workers.
This game was truly cursed because whilst that was going on, Tyler Hero ends up hurting himself in this play too, breaking 2 fingers, and he would be out for the rest of the playoffs. Bucks end up losing, and I'm not gonna lie, this is looking very shaky now. And you got Mr. Icy out here just stacking things on top of a cup. Like, what is he doing, bro? Might legit be the first NBA player with CTE, I won't lie to you. Well, you still got game 2 to play. No Giannis in this one. And the Bucks apparently looking good now.
Now tied at 1 game apiece as it shifts to Miami for game.
The Bucks had guys like Joe Ingles splash threes, Pat Connaughton splash threes, Grayson Allen splash threes, Chris Middleton. They, I think, beat a franchise record in most threes in the playoff game in this game. No, sorry, they tied a playoff game record. Okay, dude. With the series now shifting to Miami, it's tied now. Still no Giannis, but you gotta like the Bucks' chances, right? Especially after a performance that we've seen in game 2. Oh boy. Wait, Jimmy Butler? Oh no. Is Miami gonna win this?
Holiday gets into the paint, leans in, good hands by Bam Adebayo, getting another heat deflection, and a look ahead by Love. Strus gets the layup in transit from deep on the day. Pull-up jumper on the baseline is good. Butler so efficient in the playoff.
Yeah, let's just say if the Bucks want to win this series, they need Giannis to come back. And the Heat now take a 2-1 series lead with home court advantage for the rest of the series. Well, in more positive news, Game 4, Giannis looking like he's able to play here.
Right there, shot clock at 1, fumbled away. Strus can't find it. Giannis does, and the other way he comes. He's only played actually 11 minutes over the last couple weeks. Oh, with the drive, and he jackhammers it in. What a start here for Milwaukee.
But the Heat, they were not just going to let the Bucks win this. Oh, is that a poster on Giannis?
Love a drive by Jimmy Butler. He'll cleave it in.
And thankfully for Game 4, the Bucks looking better than they did in Game 3. And the Bucks, well, they started off the fourth with a 14-point lead here. And with just under 6 minutes left in the game, they're up 12, right? Nothing out of the ordinary is going to happen in this game, right?
Lopez in his way, and a 15-footer is good. Lowry to Butler, and Butler pulls up over Holiday. Shot clock at 9. Middleton with Butler driving right into it. Count it, foul!
This guy, Jimmy Butler, was shaking and baking his way against any of the Bucks defenders in this game. And look at that smirk he gives. Didn't matter who was placed on him, especially with Giannis on the bum back. I mean, that guy is struggling to move during this game as well.
Lunging in, shot clock at 2. Drew Holiday stripped to the ball. Picked up by Martin, the backpedaling Middleton will defend, and a whistle and a foul. And
that foul would be Middleton's 5th foul. Oh boy, Milwaukee, not like this.
Butler's got it. Martin with Giannis there. It's a 2. It's loose. The lead, Jimmy Butler.
And Giannis was trying to call timeout, but
just an epic collapse by the Bucks here. Apparently, Giannis was even trying to call timeout, and then the ball gets turned over right there. Jimmy Butler putting the icing on the cake here, but he would not be done there.
Now you can play isolation basketball the last 3 minutes.
They'll take it in, out to Martin, fakes it, now fires, got it! See.
Butler's got to go quick.
Butler does, sets up over Holiday. Got a hand on the cocked right shooting arm. Holiday picks up the foul.
And Drew, he's clearly struggling to defend Jimmy Butler here, man.
To fill him. 46 points for Jimmy Butler. Sets up a 3. Good! Butler. Long shot. Good!
I wish I could play you the entire reaction from the crowd, bro. This scene, I've never seen something this fucking crazy in the game. The shift, the momentum shift, the crowd reaction, Jimmy Butler just owning the moment. I already know Bucks fans have skipped this part of the video because, you know, why wouldn't they? But believe it or not, Jimmy Butler had 56 points in this game. Yes, 56 points.
Still had a triple-double despite playing hurt here, but how?
Somehow Giannis had 26, 13, and 10 in this game with a bum back. You could clearly tell playing this game, he was struggling to move. He was struggling. He wasn't as fast and quick as he usually is.
Clearly still dealing with this lower back issue, and he had to play over 38 minutes last night, and those are all reasons why I'm told post-game Giannis needed IV fluids in Miami, and that was one of the reasons why he missed and was not able to do his media post-game in Miami last night.
All right, on to Game 5, because it can't get any worse than that, right?
Screen, frees up Middleton. Oh, he drops another 3. No need to go down.
Now the Bucks would have a 16-point lead going into the fourth quarter, and I imagine this series will go back to Miami for a game.
The shimmy from Adebayo up and over. The rest Jimmy Butler for the first 3 minutes of this quarter and cut to this lead. Good job by Middleton to cut off Vincent, but he gets it to Love. Holiday reverses course. He wants to close out. He got Kevin Love. He's got the matchup with Love. Step back. Could this be Jimmy Butler time? Over Lopez. Rises and knocks it. Knocks it down. 9 of 27 with 4 turnovers in the fourth. Butler is free again. Jimmy Butler. He's got Strus on him. Out to Matthews. The veteran knocks down a huge 3. Textbook. Butler's inside again and 1. Oh, wow.
You can see here when Jimmy Butler gets this N1 here, he's going to say some things to Drew Holiday right here. Oh, man. What? I wonder what he said. Shout out Legend Z. He has it here. Apparently, he's talking about, I own him on his head. Like, apparently he's talking about on his head. Drew Holiday ignoring him. And then, this is later in the game, shows him the box score. He's got 38. And you're just basically saying to Holiday that he's owning him.
111. Trying to pick up the offensive foul. And Jimmy and Drew still going back and forth. Uh-oh.
They're still going.
Adebayo brings it up. Butler on the wing. Over Holiday. Got it!
Talking right to Drew Holiday, letting him know about it.
Antetokounmpo extends the time for the moment. Under 2 minutes to play. Bucks facing elimination. Adebayo ties it up.
Now the Bucks, they made it a 4-point game, but some of the most wicked things would happen in the next couple of seconds here.
Here comes Vincent.
What you can't do is foul.
Over Matthews and good.
Wow.
22, that's a postseason career high.
Oh, no, they turned it over.
Oh, they turned it over. Lowry had it, and he lost it.
I want you to look at his inbound play, okay? Giannis passes it to Drew Holiday, who then quickly passes it to Chris Middleton. Obviously, Holiday getting trapped there, but why is Holiday so quick to pass it away like this? I'm not gonna lie. This part was really confusing to me. Miami did challenge the call, and it was a successful challenge, so they would have to do a jump ball since the possession really was gonna go either way there.
Bucks season on the line. Antetokounmpo has it, and he lost it into the seats.
Even as a fan of Giannis, this was hard to watch. I mean, you can clearly tell he doesn't want to shoot the free throws. He knows he's going to get fouled. He throws it away quickly to Middleton, and it almost ended up into a turnover. Middleton luckily saved it so that Holiday could get the ball. So now Holiday has to bail these guys out. And Drew only hitting 1 of 2. It's a 2-point game with 2 seconds left. And I'm not going to lie to you. When I'm watching this play live, I mean, you see him throwing the lob. Jimmy Butler is the one there. This play, I still do not understand how Jimmy Butler even got this shot off in the first place. This, to me, makes absolutely no sense.
Over the top to Butler. Up and in! Jimmy Butler ties the game with a half second to go.
What a play call.
Milwaukee had a timeout and didn't use it.
You can argue that's on the players, but you can also argue just as hard, it's on the coach. The coach is supposed to call a timeout there. And now we're in overtime in a do-or-die game for the Bucks.
But the good thing is they have overtime. They have a chance to make it all right.
Butler over the top on Adebayo, clean. Down the screen. Rises, fires, knocks it down. Inside Giannis. Vincent on him, up and in.
Bucks are down 2 in this one, okay? And let's see what Jimmy Butler does here.
Martin massages it. And he's fouled by Giannis.
Oh my goodness.
3 free throws.
There's no sugarcoating it. This was a stupid foul from Giannis. Giannis having one of the worst sequences in this game in the 4th and overtime. But the Bucks only down 2 with 5 seconds. Let's see what happens here.
Point game. Butler steps in front. Middleton. Allen has it. Down the lane. He ran out of time. The Bucks don't get off his shot. And the Miami Heat become the 6th in NBA history to win as an 8th seed in the first round.
I know Giannis is hurt. And I know that this Milwaukee team is not nearly as good when Giannis isn't healthy. But damn it, he still played in these games. And damn it, they won the game without him. This is just an embarrassing series loss for this team. Jimmy Butler, he had 42 points in this one, right? He was heroic. Giannis in the 4th quarter, 1 of 9 from the field, 2 of 5 from the line, only 4 points. Somehow scored more points in overtime, but still 1 of 4 from the line then. Like, if you combine those numbers, he was 3 of 12 from the field in the 4th quarter in overtime and 3 of 9 from the line, okay? Inexcusable end to the game for Giannis, even though he did have a monster 38 points and 20 rebounds. But at the end of the day, what matters is how you finish the game, and he did not finish this game at all well.
And then at the free throw line, 10 of 23 tonight. We haven't seen you struggle like that from the free throw line in a long time.
It was a tough game for Giannis, man. You can't lie. Even as a Giannis fan, I can't lie and say that he had 38 and 20. He still was awful in the 4th and overtime. I know he's hurt. I know people are going to give shit to me because he had an injured back. But damn it, he still played out there. That's the fucking point. And I'm pretty sure Giannis, he would tell you to your face that he had a bad game.
I just asked Bud the exact same question, but I'm curious for you. Do you view this season as a failure?
Oh my God. Okay, because I'm not that up. you asked me the same question last year, Eric. Okay. Do you get a promotion every year on your job? No, right? So every year you work is a failure. Yes or no? No. Every year you work towards something, towards a goal, right? Which is to get a promotion, to be able to take care of your family, to be able, I don't know, provide the house for them or take care of your parents. You work towards a goal. It's not a failure. It's steps to success, you know. And if you've never, I don't want to make it personal. So there's always steps to it, you know.
Look, I played the whole thing. I didn't want to interrupt it as much, but I gotta say this: the message is a great message. It's a great message, but saying there's no failure in sports, saying that it's steps to success, both things can be true. You could say one, it's steps to success, but you could also say that the season was a failure because at the end of the day, you're trying to win a championship.
You know, Michael Jordan played 15 years, won 6 championships. The other 9 years was a failure. That's what you're telling me. I'm asking you a question. Yes or no? Okay, exactly. So why are you asking me that question? It's a wrong question. There's no failure in sports.
Like, bro, it says playoffs behind you, right? You're not in the playoffs just to lose in the first round. You're the number 1 seed and you lose in the first. You're one of 6 teams in NBA history to lose as the number 1 seed against the 8th seed. That's a failure, bro. It has to be said. That's a failure. But I think the overall message is still correct. That's still a great message to teach to people.
You know, there's good days, bad days. Some days you are able to be successful. Some days you're not. Some days it's your turn. Some days it's not your turn. And that's what sports is about. You don't always win. Some other people's gonna win. And this year, somebody else is gonna win. Simple as that. We're gonna come back next year, try to be better, try to build good habits, try to play better, not have a 10-day stretch with playing bad basketball. You know, and hopefully we can win a championship. So 50 years from 1971 to 2021 that we didn't win a championship, it was 50 years of failures. No, it was not. It was steps to it, you know.
Young kids especially need to know it's okay to fail, right? That's what I got from this, at least, bro. I think people get too caught up in when he said there's no failure in sports. I think what he probably means is that you losing in the playoffs doesn't make you a failure. I think that's what he's really trying to say here. Again, he could literally mean there's no such thing as failure. But knowing Giannis and how competitive he is, he knows he doesn't want to lose, and he hates losing. So, you know, that's all I'm going to say, man.
This was a complete collapse from the Milwaukee Bucks on offense, and it's the kind of loss that you're never the same after. The Bucks will never be the same again after coming apart like this.
A number 1 seed getting outscored by 55 points in the fourth quarter, by 18 in the clutch time in game 5. Do you know how fucking ridiculous that is? You're the number 1 seed. I don't give a damn what you think. Number 1 seeds, you should not go out like that, bro. Get the booty on the floor tonight. Yeah. The Bucks actually did it. They fired Mike Budenholzer after that playoff loss. And look, I don't blame them, man. This is one of the worst, most embarrassing ways to go out. And, you know, a change had to be made somewhere. And now it's the whole coaching carousel of 2023 that we have to talk about. Nick Nurse got fired this year as well. The Suns are looking for a coach as well. Philly is also looking for a coach after firing Doc Rivers. Yeah, there's a lot of coaches to be hired, hey. And apparently Nick Nurse, he was going to interview for the Milwaukee job, and he pulled out last minute. Okay, I know some of you have dirty minds, but please keep focused, man. Now the search has narrowed down to Toronto Raptors assistant Adrian Griffin and also Golden State assistant Kenny Atkinson. Interesting. Now, Giannis, he did have a say in this. Now, Giannis, he did meet with each of the 3 finalists for the job, right? And even with Nick Nurse, he met with him too before he pulled out of the process. And according to Mark Stein, Giannis reportedly didn't even want Nick Nurse. League sources say now the desire to play for Griffin is better described as a determination to play for someone other than Nick Nurse.
Bro, please come to the Warriors. Somebody say please come to the Warriors. Hey. Hey, man. I'm not that kind of guy. Thanks.
Another offseason of Giannis trade rumors. Yes, you heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. Bucks need to make moves this offseason. Hiring the coach was one of them, but they also re-signed Brook Lopez as he was a pending free agent during this summer, and he's got now a 2-year, $48 million contract to stay with the Bucks. Chris Middleton also agreeing to a 3-year deal here, $102 million per year. Okay, we're doing some moves, Milwaukee. And you look here at some of the things the Milwaukee Bucks have done, signing guys like Joe Ingles, George Hill, Malik Beasley, Wes Matthews coming back. I mean, look, man, Milwaukee, this is a good indication that they're all in on this window and continuing to contend even with a new coach.
He looks at winning. In nearly 2.5 years after signing a 5-year, $228 million Supermax extension, Giannis is going to be eligible to tack on an additional 2 or 3 years that starts September 22nd.
Now, yes, although that is true, Giannis, in a New York Times interview, said some things that are quite interesting. I don't know why, but Giannis decided to have a photo shoot here, and he basically had a lot of things to say that are quite interesting. You see the quote here, I don't want to be 20 years on the same team and don't win another championship. Oh, boy.
Here's exactly what he said. He said, quote, there will never be hard feelings with the Milwaukee Bucks. The real question's not going to be this year. Numbers-wise, it doesn't even make sense, which is true, by the way. But next year, it would make more sense for both parties. And even then, I don't know. I don't want to be 20 years on the same team and don't win another championship.
Now, it makes sense for Giannis to say this. Obviously, he has a player option in the 25-26 season that he's eligible to opt into after the following season. Now, it's interesting because they left out a key quote that a lot of people have been, piercing through this article and basically, taking here. So after he goes on and talks about, how next year it makes more sense for both parties, he then says, I would not be the best version of myself if I don't know that everybody's on the same page. Everybody's going for a championship. Everybody's going to sacrifice time away from their family like I do. And if I don't feel that, I'm not signing. And that's the quote that people are running with. And that's got people asking themselves, what is Giannis really trying to say here?
Yeah, you don't turn down $173 million unless there's 1 foot out the door. We're not years away from free agency, Tony. We're 2 years away where he can opt out of his contract. Those 2 years from now, LeBron retires, he becomes a Laker.
Oh,
that's
my goodness, Bill Platsky, you are
that's what people are talking about.
Is it a foregone conclusion Giannis eventually winds up with the Lakers in Hollywood?
For my magic dust, yes.
Yeah.
And Bucks fans are just going, oh, brother, not this again.
Drew, your reaction?
Well, look, as a fan, I got to be honest, I was excited by it. And nothing against Milwaukee. I don't have anything against the Bucks or anything. But in the Bay Area, as soon as the story hit the wire, they had stories written in the Bay Area about Giannis coming to the Warriors. And I got to be honest, and you said it, he's got 2 years left on his deal before he could opt out. He and Steph, I mean, is that even possible?
37-year-old Steph Curry.
Exactly. So, but there's no duo. There's no place I'd rather see Giannis playing than with Steph Curry. Because I think it'd just be so awesome to see those two together.
Now, it's interesting also reading the article from the New York Times because he does talk about other things like how he was thinking about retiring after the bubble just because of how much stress he was dealing with, how much pressure was on him. But at the same time, it makes sense for Giannis not to want to sign a contract and keep his options open, right? Regardless of what you may think about, the tabloids saying he's going to go to a big market soon, guys. I mean, Drew Holiday, Brook Lopez, Chris Middleton being your 3 best players besides Giannis, those guys are getting older, man. Those guys are just going to get older. Now, Giannis, he also went on a podcast called the 48-Minute Podcast, and he said some things there that reinforced this.
Giannis, the city of Milwaukee seems like a place that you've always been comfortable, pretty much since day one. Do you see yourself playing the rest of your career as a member of the Milwaukee Bucks?
At the end of the day, I am a winner. I want to be a winner. Contracts, fame status, comfort zone does not matter to me. What matters at the end of the day, it's where that thing right there. That's what matters, and I don't want to be able to get stuck in this lifetime to keep on talking about the same story. Oh, we went to Game 6 in the NBA Finals, we won, we were down 2-0, we came back, won 4 games.
I'm tired of hearing the same story over and over again. I feel like people get stuck on that, which is unbelievable. It's great. I know people are excited. I know that we hadn't won a championship for 50 years, but at the end of the day, I want to create new memories. I want to win another championship.
Giannis, it seems like he's really committed to winning more so than anything else.
If the Milwaukee Bucks were on the same page for the rest of my career, great. If not, I have to win. I have to win, and I think the city and people will understand it. You know, because I'm one of the most competitive guys, and I've gave everything I can for the city of Milwaukee. I'm a Milwaukee Buck, but most importantly, I'm a winner. I want to win. And I have to do whatever it takes for me to win. And if there's a better situation for me to win the Larry O'Brien, I have to take that better situation.
And some people, well, they're saying Giannis, he's disrespecting his teammates by saying this. I don't know, man. You should look in the mirror, Giannis.
If I'm Giannis's teammates, I feel a little bit disrespected because the Bucks have done everything in their power to make sure that they put the pieces around Giannis to be successful. You have a championship caliber team and a team that has shown you time and time again that we're willing to jump off the porch for you. So I really don't get where this energy is coming from.
Thought, Shannon? I agree with Big Perk. Adrian Griffin, you got a new coach. Hell, he's just getting there. Give him a chance. You gave Mike Budenholzer a chance.
That's right.
And you got your brother occupying 2 roster spots. Oh, we going to talk about that? You know good and well, Giannis, your brother's probably not going to be playing for any other team in the NBA except Milwaukee, and that's only because of you.
So much wrong with that statement. He only has one brother occupying a spot. Number 2, Thanasis is not that bad of an NBA player to where he won't play anywhere else. For goodness sake, he got drafted to the Knicks after Giannis' rookie year. You thought Giannis was Nepo being, you thought that Thanasis pick was a Nepo pick? Like, you thought the Knicks were thinking about Giannis and the Bucks? Like, are we serious? But aside from that, I get where they're coming from because, yeah, they are committed to this core, the Bucks are. But this core is also getting older. That's the other side of this. And let's just be honest with ourselves. Giannis, he's committed to this team too, right? He's never said he's not committed, but his teammates also have to be committed. That's really what he's trying to say here.
They also don't really have a backup point guard. Right. And depending on how you consider Drew Holiday, really a real reliable veteran point guard at all.
The thing is with the Perk and Shannon Sharp's trying to question Giannis, why would you question this? Like, he's literally putting up numbers, right? Same with Jokic, right? To where he's basically putting himself in best of world conversations. A guy like him, you don't question. It's the people around him that you question. And let's be honest, a guy like Drew Holiday, he's being overtasked, yes, but he's also just been underperforming at that role as a second option player when Chris Middleton doesn't play. And when Chris Middleton does play, Drew's numbers still don't look nearly as good as it should be.
What are you looking forward to next? What's your next venture look like?
It's funny because my wife had this conversation, I think it was 2 days ago. She was like, "Are you serious after this contract? Like, are you serious about retiring?" I'm like, "Yes." Like, I feel very strongly about it. Mm-hmm. She's like, "Well, you need to, like, what do you want to do? You need to start thinking about it now."
And you already have this guy thinking about retiring. Like, what the hell? For context, he said this on the podcast on May of 2022. Okay, so a season before. By the way, his contract expires after next season. And so now you're thinking, what the hell are we even going to do with this guy? And so September 22nd comes around. Giannis is eligible for the extension. But it would make more sense for him to wait an extra year so that he can get more money. And, oh, Malika, okay. And people are going to obviously gravitate and say, oh, they've been a great team. They've had the best records in those years. But can we be serious, bro? This core is getting older. And Drew Holiday's contract situation next season, after next season, we're not even sure if he's going to play in the NBA. So something definitely needs to be done here for the Milwaukee Bucks to continue contending with Giannis on the team. And now, positive news here, Drew Holiday wants to sign an extension and stay with the Bucks. Oh, wow. And he's not retiring in 2025, apparently. He says here, before I even won, I think I said I'm a Buck for life, and I mean that deep in my heart. I don't want to play for any other team. I think we have a chance to continue to do great things as a Bucks organization, and so I want to be in Milwaukee. And I think this was said on the 25th of September, and on the 26th, well...
Damian Lillard from Portland to Milwaukee. Woj, give us the details and all the players involved in this trade.
The Bucks feeling the pressure? Well, they got on the table, made a deal for Damian Lillard, traded Jrue Holiday to Portland. And Phoenix was involved to where more players got traded. And the Bucks got themselves a elite point guard now. Oh boy. And I mean, you just look at the points per game. Giannis and Dame both averaging 30 last season. This is going to be an interesting duo right here. Damian Lillard probably having his best season as a Portland Trailblazer in 2023, putting up crazy, absurd numbers. He had a road. He had a stretch where he was putting up 40-point games, 50-point games, and then he had a 70-point game as well.
When the moment of truth comes, is when you can come up big.
And the guy of his caliber in Milwaukee teaming up with Giannis, oh man, this is making the league now think we've got something going. Okay, what the fuck am I saying? And the guy of his caliber teaming up with Giannis, it's scaring the entire NBA. Oh boy, it's putting them on notice. Wait, this graph has Bobby Portis potentially starting at the 3. Ain't no way that's happening. What the hell? Bro, Milwaukee has now 2 leading scorers of the last 4 seasons. Do you know how fucking crazy that is, bro?
What role did he play in Damian Lillard ultimately now being in Milwaukee?
Look, directly, he literally played no role. In fact, John Horst, Milwaukee's GM, he did not bring this trade idea or sign off on it to Giannis Antetokounmpo because Jrue Holiday was involved, and the relationship there, the reverence that this organization and these players have for Holiday. He did not want to put that to Giannis Antetokounmpo and have him have that on his conscience necessarily, that he might sign off or not sign off on it. He decided ultimately, John Horst did, this is a decision I have to make as GM along with ownership.
Now, for most of the summer, Dame was supposed to be a Miami Heat. That's what people were saying. Dame apparently wanted to be a Miami Heat as well. And it's really sad to see Miami losing out on a player like that. And, Milwaukee is the most fortunate team here, honestly, because now you got yourself 2 elite players on offense. Oh, it's going to be fucking fun to watch. And so kudos to the Milwaukee Bucks for actually pushing to make moves like this so that they can contend for years to come. And it just feels surreal seeing Damian Lillard in any jersey other than Portland's jersey. Like, this is crazy. And, whoa, Giannis is signing the extension now. He is... What?
That was a big surprise from Giannis.
Whoa, this was not seen at all. He had a midnight deadline last night to sign this extension. There was zero discussion of it in the league. There was nobody talking about this at all. He didn't have to do this. He was already on the record as saying he was going to do it next year, which financially made a little bit of sense. Doing this now locks him in for 2 additional years to the Bucks, and also...
What the hell are they playing tropical music for? This is a serious matter. Giannis is signing an extension. Take this shit seriously now. Well, having played a preseason game with Dame now, this seems to be a message to the Bucks that, y'all don't got to worry about me, potentially opting out of my contract, potentially being a free agent. He's basically trying to calm things down for the team and make it easier for everybody to gel, knowing that Giannis is now a long-term player for this team. And now the biggest thing that I'm looking at on this team, it's not really the players so much. It's the coach. Adrian Griffin, he's a rookie head coach. I know he's been a coach for years in the Raptors as an assistant, and he's helped develop guys like Jimmy Butler in Chicago and Pascal Siakam in Toronto. It's like, as a head coach, he's never had experience, and he's now having to coach a team that is definitely contending for a championship. The pressure's on him to really do a good job. And that guy next to him, I don't know if you noticed, that's Terry Stotts, Damian Lillard's former coach in Portland. And he's apparently going to be an assistant for the Milwaukee Bucks to try to help out Adrian Griffin coaching Dame with Giannis.
There's some concern about Adrian Griffin, first-time head coach, already had a defection on the coaching staff, which wasn't great.
Okay, John, Okay, Brian, you're not supposed to be doing... I'm supposed to be the one breaking the news here. It's my video. Well, yes, unfortunately, Terry Stotts had an exchange with Adrian Griffin to where it got toxic, apparently, and he resigned. He decided to quit. So Terry Stotts, he wanted to have a conversation with Giannis and Dame, you know, by himself. And then Griffin calls to Terry Stotts to join the coaching huddle. And when Stotts asked for some more time with the players, Griffin yelled for Stotts to join the coaches huddle. The incident occurred in front of the entire team. Yeah, oh boy, that's not good. This part here is always hilarious to read. Griffin was surprised by the resignation, per The Athletic. Well, at least Giannis signed his extension before this news.
I'm excited. This is the best team I've ever been a part of.
And let's just say, to start off the season, things looked really good.
Damian Lillard. Three-pointer flies. And he's got another one! Damian Lillard!
Dame in this game had 39 points, which is a Bucks franchise record, obviously. This guy's insane, man. He also hit 17 of 17 from the line, which I think is also a franchise record for most free throws made without a miss in a game, and it was in his debut.
Lillard, sixth time in his career, held scoreless in the first half. Last time it happened against the Jazz 2020.
Okay, not only do the Hawks beat the Bucks here, but Dame in this game was awful. It's quite weird. He had 6 points in the game 2 of the season. What the hell is going on here? Bucks, they played a game in Toronto that was quite concerning. That Bucks defense looked confused at times. It looked like they didn't know what they were doing. And even their offense wasn't looking that sharp, right? You see some plays here. But then right here, I mean, look at how easy the Raptors are generating, you know, quick points here on offense.
Big believer in the NBA. When you play these top teams like the Bucks, you're going to get them early in the year. Siakam from the corner, and Bucks clearly tonight don't have their you-know-what together.
I don't want to talk about the Bucks defense right now. I'm just going to
say they don't want to talk about their defense.
Look, the Bucks are still going to win in most of these games, but it's clear their defense is just not there. Like, 72 points, right? They're scoring. Their offense is great. Middleton this season, you know, he's played little minutes, but the thing is, he's looking better and better each game.
Green like that, you said it earlier, and can spread the floor and shoot.
Step through move, feathery finish for Giannis. Giannis calling for the screen, Brook comes up, splits the difference. Oh my!
Giannis in this game had a career high 54 points. Yes, you heard that right. Now, in the same game, Giannis right here dunking with force, and that's not really why I want to show this clip here. Apparently, the coach gets heated here.
Did they throw him out? Did they throw Adrian Griffin out? I know they call it technical. I don't know if they threw him out.
Yeah,
they threw him out.
Clearly, one of the foul called on the Giannis dunk there, they didn't call it. He was heated. And yet Giannis still scored 54 points. A lot of people, even Malika says it here, she's really concerned about the Bucks team. They're 4-1 at home, 1-3 on the road, and their 4 losses are to teams that they should easily be able to beat.
And after some early shakiness, right, Milwaukee, they're on a 5-game winning streak right now.
And now the Bucks, they would face the Boston Celtics, who acquired a new piece to their team. And you can see it here, that guy who's guarding Giannis number 4, that's Drew Holiday. Yes, Drew Holiday is now a Celtic. And you can see here Giannis talking to Adrian Griffin. I mean, there's some things that need to be worked out here. Clearly, this Bucks team is still in the funk despite winning 5 straight games. And this Bucks team will also win games in the NCAA tournament where they will qualify and play in the quarterfinals. And they played the Knicks here, and they would end up blowing them out in this one. And apparently, the Bucks scored the most points in a game ever against the leader team in opposing points per game. Oh my goodness. Gotta brush up on my English, I guess, man. Oh boy. Giannis in this game also having 35 plus and 10 assists, which is tied most in Bucks history. And the Bucks, well, they're in the semifinals, and they would have to face Tyrese Halliburton and the Pacers in the NCAA tournament.
Why Rick used the timeout, because they didn't have the right mindset. You got Damian Lillard started now.
Halliburton comes right back with a long three-pointer. Lillard sidestep, three-pointer, puts it in.
And this one will be a close and tightly contested game. And obviously, Giannis coming off of scoring 54 against the Pacers. This will be the next best thing, we would hope, right? Giannis will destroy this team, right? Dame will destroy this team, right?
Got to use your quickness now. Spread it out, 1-4. Halliburton off the bounce, drives inside, layup is good. Sensational move from Tyrese Halliburton. Pacers clinging to a 5-point lead. Halliburton tries another three. Bang!
And after he shoots this and makes the three here, what a step back. He then goes and does the Dame time celebration.
Tyrese, he did like the Dame time at the in the game.
And you know Dame, he was gonna get asked about this, and his response was interesting.
I learned as a kid, you know, when you dish it out, you got to be willing to take it. And for as many times as I've done it to people, you know, I can't be upset when somebody else does it. You know what I mean? I think that's also a sign of respect and acknowledgement for, you know, knowing my history and knowing what I do. And you know, I didn't mind it. Was what it was. I've also known that, you know, when you having your moment, it's important to be careful and to be humble when you having your moments, because you just never know how the tables turn and when they're gonna turn. So I respected it. You know, I didn't think we shook hands after the game, and I wasn't moved by it left or right.
That was an aura boost right there from Dame. Spicy stuff indeed. Funniest thing about all this is that a week later, the Bucks beat the Pacers. And not just that, Giannis goes and makes even more history with a career high. Yes, he beat his previous career high of 54 against them, and somehow went and decided to add 10 more to that to score 64 points, which is obviously a Bucks franchise record. And this guy is insane, man. This Pacers defense just cannot contain him. And boy, oh boy, there were some scuffles along the way. And let's just say even Giannis was getting heated too.
Pump to the heart in the chest, because this took a little extra to win this one tonight.
So apparently there's this argument ensuing over the game ball. Giannis running to the locker room, seemingly trying to go after the Pacers, trying to get the game ball from them. And clearly you can see Giannis, he really wants that game ball because it's a career high. The Pacers apparently want to give it to the rookie. I don't even know his name anymore. But yeah, he's a rookie and he scored his first basket in this game. Yeah, I'm not going to lie. Pacers, that's a weird look for you.
And real quick, the Bucks are so horrible defensively. God bless America.
Which is not what we've grown accustomed
and
to.
that is what is going to hurt Adrian Griffin in his first year. Budenholzer was a damn good coach. When you see the defensive lapses of the Milwaukee Bucks, that alarms you, because you know there's no way in hell they can win the big picture if they don't play defense.
And I won't lie, bro, a lot of that also has to do with, you know, not having Drew Holiday on the team anymore and having Damian Lillard as your point guard. And so look at Drew Holiday, the difference here. He's just a much better defender right here. You could clearly see the difference. And with Dame, I mean, he obviously he's not going to be able to navigate through screens. And Brook Lopez at the back line, you know, they're basically forcing Brook to play much higher than he usually does. He likes to play drop. Look at Mitchell, obviously going to get that shot off. And that was campaign on the last one. But again, Damian Lillard is just obviously going to struggle there. The Bucks went from being a top 5 defense last season to now being bottom 10 in the league. Like, it's just terrible. They be screaming my name, but they don't know why.
Start our show with breaking news. The Milwaukee Bucks have fired.
Yeah, the Bucks fired Adrian Griffin after 43 games. This guy with a 30-13 record got fired, which is now the best record by a head coach to get dismissed during the regular season. And I know some people are looking at David Blatt there. When he got fired, Tyronn Lue got hired. They went to the finals. Not only that, but they won a championship that year. The Bucks, I don't know if they can replicate that. Honestly, there are other channels you can go to watch. Like this video here that I'm pulled up is from B-Ball Breakdown, talk about why he got fired. There's a lot of different reasons that people push for why he got fired. The biggest one, obviously, is just how bad the defense was. I mean, it's so obvious the drop-off on defense this season since Drew Holiday got traded for Dame. I mean, Brook Lopez playing out of position half the time because he has to cover for the fact that Damian Lillard and Cameron Payne are basically the POAs of this team now. Malik Beasley having to cover sometimes too. And ESPN had an interesting article talking about some of the tensions in that locker room. And one thing that was clear is this dude got hired when Holiday was still on the team. Okay, so already with the Dame trade happening in the midst of not a single game being played, this guy now has to coach a completely different roster. And then later in the article, it talks about some of the tensions we've seen previously, but also talks about other things that we didn't really mention here. Giannis apparently grabbing a marker, beginning to diagram plays to the Bucks assistant coach Oppenheimer. And Giannis was frustrated after game 2 when they lost to the Hawks, saying it's game 2. We're still figuring ourselves out, figuring out what works. We're figuring out what we're good at and what we're not good at. With the Dame trade happening just 3 weeks before the season's beginning, I mean, obviously, they don't have a lot of time to craft a lot of this stuff that they would have crafted in the summertime had Dame been there already. And then apparently Doc Rivers has had several conversations with Adrian Griffin over the past few months and became somewhat of an informal mentor to him. Oh no. Basically, the Bucks apparently are in a transition period in terms of who's gonna coach this team next. Doc Rivers is apparently their top candidate to replace Adrian Griffin. The Athletic with an article saying why the Bucks fired Adrian Griffin and why Doc Rivers could be their next head coach. By the way, after he got fired from the Sixers job, he went on to become a color commentator for ESPN.
Let's start with the Celtics. Why are they championship material?
I could just say because I'm here now, I got fired because of them, but I'm not going to go there. I'm going to say, obviously...
It was really hard listening to his raspy voice commentate on ESPN games. Now, I got to deal with the fact that he's the coach that's going to have to coach Giannis Antetokounmpo in the playoffs.
This is, I think, one of the few things you haven't experienced in terms of taking over a team midseason with this expectation. So what's your sort of immediate plan to jump in like this to get this team where it needs to go?
Listen, I've never done this. I wouldn't wish this on anyone. I can tell you that just from the day and a half. But it's going to be a challenge. It's a challenge that I'm running towards.
Bro, this guy within a day already is a meme. He's already a meme. Like, this is going to be a nightmare to listen to, bro. Like, I'm going to have to deal with this guy not taking accountability, talking about, they should give me more credit for being up 3-1 in the playoffs. I think it's just not fair, really. It's not my fault that we lost.
Doc Rivers is the new head coach of the Milwaukee Bucks.
As soon as I seen this news, I had a feeling in my heart that Giannis was never going to win a championship as long as this dude was alive. This guy, Doc Rivers, I'm sorry. I made a whole video about this guy, bro. Like, literally, it's the first 2 videos, okay? One of them, literally, it's the first video when you look up 2-for-1 chokers. I know, right? Weird search term to look up, but hey, if you look up 2-for-1 chokers, the first video that pops up is a video about the Philadelphia 76ers being the biggest choke artist. Doc Rivers is in the thumbnail. The second video in the bottom, hey, man. Look, man, Embiid throughout the years. If y'all like that video, man, you already know. I got part 3 coming. None of these times. So I have firsthand experience in the Doc experience, okay? This guy is going to bring you nothing but misery, okay? Because, quite frankly, nothing he touches turns to gold. It turns into dust. It turns into complete and utter lack of accountability. So I'm going to speed through this video as fast as possible so that I don't get even more PTSD than I already have. Wilbon, this falls on Giannis even more than it does on Doc Rivers. Here we go with this bullshit. So John Horst, the GM of the Bucks, okay, he had wanted to get Kenny Atkinson into the coaching position after Griffin got fired, okay? That was his preferred candidate. And Giannis, he didn't have a say this time around on who the coach would be. So you're probably asking, how did Doc Rivers become the choice? Well, this Forbes article has it here. After firing Griffin in January, Horst again lost out on his preferred candidate, okay? He reportedly wanted Kenny Atkinson to fill the role, like I said. But it sounded like ownership, led by new owner Jimmy Haslam, wanted Doc Rivers. Oh my fucking goodness. This shit is not on Giannis. This shit is on fucking Jimmy Haslam, the fucking destroyer of franchises himself. I am not an NFL channel, but let me just say, if your fan base is cheering for your most paid player being hurt, that tells you that you're in a fucking shit situation, okay? I am not lying, by the way. People were happy that Deshaun Watson tore his Achilles. They were so happy. They were overjoyed. All right, so the fake doctor becomes the coach. What now? So fittingly, his first game as a coach would be a game where he would, tie Larry Brown for most wins in the regular season all time. Oh, and look, is that the Bucks with a double-digit lead early in the game? That shit got erased. And Jokic is going crazy. And just like that, Doc Rivers' first game is a double-digit lead blown in the first quarter. Damian Lillard back in Portland for his first game since being a Blazer at Portland. They welcomed him like the king that he was in Portland. And boy, oh boy, to lose a game like this, I just don't know what to say anymore, bro. Well, at least you beat the Mavs in this next game, and Doc Rivers gets his first win as a Bucks head coach. Let's go. So far, Doc Rivers 1-2 as a head coach of the Milwaukee Bucks. You see it here, the first 3 games, and let's see. The next game, he would play the Jazz at Utah the next day and lose. Then they play the Suns 2 days later and lose. And then they played the Timberwolves on February 8th and lost. So now Doc is, let's see here, 1-5 as the Bucks head coach.
Do you have an update on Chris at all?
No, just sprained ankle. I know it's they did X-ray and it was negative, so that's a good thing.
And to make it worse, Doc Rivers is already finding the most stupid and most useless excuses to put these games and sweep them under the rug. It's actually disgusting to watch.
Yeah, just, the Utah game, you kind of knew, altitude, back-to-back. Whoever scheduled a Dallas, Utah, have never been on an airplane in their life, or no time zones, So that was just a tough one. We knew that. I guarantee you when they looked at that before the year started, they were like, this was going to be a brutal game for us. End of a trip, legs, you can just see it. We've got a lot of injuries right now, so guys are playing more extended minutes. I think that's probably, and you know what? They're playing harder on defense. So it's probably all that.
I won't lie to you, bro. He's not completely wrong, okay? Because, yes, they do have injuries. Dame, Brooke, and Chris were not playing in this game. But let's be honest with ourselves, bro. That's not good enough. That's not good enough an excuse. Blaming it on the altitude. Like, the altitude has changed recently. Like, what the hell are we doing? Now, naturally, because they didn't have Chris, Dame, or Brooke in this one, and nobody cares too much, right? But a team like the Grizzlies that aren't that good, injury-riddled, and now Dame and Brooke are back in the game, there shouldn't be an excuse, right? Like, I'm saying, there shouldn't be an excuse, right? Like, the Bucks just lost this game, right? They lost this game. This is the last game before All-Star break. And somehow, the Grizzlies beat the Bucks.
In that third quarter, they scored 37.
Yeah.
You call a timeout, 47 seconds in.
Yeah,
that transition bucket.
It just told us where we were at. Like, the first play, we gamble for the 50th time in the corner. Guy drives. We have to help, leads to a 3. We come back in this on our set. 2 guys forget what we're running. Then we miss the shot, and then nobody gets back. That's how we start out the third quarter. That tells you all you need to know about where our heads were. We had some guys here, and we had some guys in Cabo.
Or maybe the person at Cabo was you.
It's one of these quirky things. I think there should be a rule somehow that someone else does it. Other than me. Maybe I'll send my staff and I'll go on vacation.
How would you assess the season?
A+. Great season. No, wait, let me stop joking. So I think
I like your jokes.
I think the season is been ups and downs.
Yeah.
For sure. But what are we right now? We're third in the NBA.
Yes.
Fourth in the NBA record.
Yeah.
So with all the ups and downs, we've had 3 coaches in the last 1 month. Griff, Joe Printy, Doc Rivers.
Yep.
And 6 months ago, or 8 months ago, whatever the time was, we had another 4th coach.
Yep.
A lot of changes, right? I say it's pretty good. We just have to figure it out. We have to keep on getting better.
Yeah.
I thought it'd be interesting to see where Giannis is head at, considering all the change that's happened, and he does reflect a lot, and Malika does a great job as well, asking very potent questions too, so I thought it was interesting listening to this.
I'm lucky. I get to do this with you pretty often, and after the 2021 finals, you and I sat down, and there's the glow of a championship that's happening in that moment, but do you remember you said to me, no. If I never win another one, I'll be happy. because I did it this one and I did it the right way.
Yeah.
And I think that's in the glow of a championship that can feel different. But now that you've had a little bit of distance, do you still feel that way?
You know, it's the crazy thing. One of my mentors that I talk with, he said this. He said, like, you think that there's not gonna be pressure now. And I'm like, what do you mean? There's no pressure. I don't want a championship. Like, I'm good.
Yeah.
That's all I had to do. Yeah, but what if I told you there was more pressure? What if I told you there was more pressure? Like, now I have to, my body, my mind, everything about me is like, no, I want that feeling again. Like, I want to do it again. People expect me to do it. You know, people expect this from me. I expect this from me. You know? And your mind just figure out ways to kind of set another goal and another goal and another goal, you know? And that's what we do. That's why we are great in our profession. Would I be happy? Yeah. I would have been happy without winning championship ever. But will I be happy to win another one for Milwaukee? Damn, yeah. What? To be able to win two the right way? Man, yeah. You know, be able to. But it takes work. It's not easy. And enough with the talking. I want to work. I want to. Sorry for this. I love the interview, but I want to finish this interview, finish this weekend, finish the vacation time with my family, and get to work. I want to work. You know, that's all I'm thinking about. I need to get better. Me personally.
Dame recently has spoken about how he feels lonely in Milwaukee. I don't have much of a life, the quote says. I mean, it just comes down to him being away from his family, where he had a support system in Portland that was very airtight. Now in Milwaukee, he feels lonely. Man, it's tough. It is tough. But I'm not going to lie, what's tougher for me is having to see this Bucks team struggle to beat teams that they're supposed to beat, like this Lakers team. Look at Dame getting blocked right there by Spencer Dinwiddie. I was on vacation watching this game, and I couldn't believe it, man. It just ruined the day that I was having. Beautiful day, too.
Be Domas. It'll be Brooke Lopez, Pat Frayer, Curtis Blair.
And then you're getting blown out by the Sacramento Kings. Are we serious right now? Is this for real? Is this really what we're doing? Oh, and you notice number 21. Can you do something for me? Patrick Beverly now taking Drew Holiday's number and playing nothing like it.
Inbound Reeves, clean look. Boy, it nearly went.
This is another Bucks game against the Lakers. LeBron's not playing, just like in the last game, and you're up big, and you still end up losing the game at the end of it. Oh my goodness, so frustrating to watch. Giannis 1 point away from having a 30-20-10 game, and they still lose.
We didn't trust the pass tonight. You know, a lot of zero pass shots or one pass shots. And when we play like that, you know, we get away with it some nights because guys make shots. But we lost our trust. We let our foot off, and you got burned.
This guy pisses me off, okay? He's been a worse coach than Adrian Griffin by the record. They're a below 500 team with Doc Rivers coaching this team. I freaking hate this guy. Well, at least we still got Giannis and Dame healthy, and hopefully, you know, in the playoffs, things could change.
Come out with tonight. We saw it from the very beginning. The Bucks started off on the offensive end extremely hot. Now, the thing he was confident with his team was their open-mindedness to a different sub-pattern, so we may start.
All right, thank you, Stephanie. We're keeping an eye on Giannis here. He just sat down on the floor. So this is something no Bucks fan wants to see, as Giannis gingerly gets to his feet. We'll take a timeout. Yeah, this is of major concern here. Giannis Antetokounmpo just sits down to stop play. Now,
a non-contact calf injury, we were hoping it was a cramp. We were praying it was a cramp, but he did not return to play. And so we're looking at this and thinking it's more serious than initially thought. And even with Milwaukee still winning the game, like the team feels defeated. Like, this is just a terrible way to win a game.
Giannis Antetokounmpo had to be helped off the court.
Now, the Bucks say that his left Achilles tendon is fully intact, thank goodness, but that he will miss the remaining 3 regular season games to rest up for the playoffs. This just being a huge blow to the Giannis and Dame tandem, first year as a duo, and we might risk not seeing them in the playoffs. Doc Rivers, as a coach, has not been good for Milwaukee record-wise. Adrian Griffin looking like he shouldn't have gotten fired after all.
But I also firmly believe that he's miserable. I don't think he's happy at all. And I think that when you look at Damian Lillard, that matters. It really, really does.
And now you got Stephen A. Smith talking about Dame being miserable. And the Bucks now in the playoffs will face the Pacers in the first round, a team that actually won the season series 4-1. But despite that, Bucks still have the second best odds to win the Eastern Conference.
I said that if Milwaukee loses, I think you need to consider moving Dame up out of there. He just got there. Let me explain. I'm not talking about his game. He's not happy there. It's one of those situations where if you are not happy in a situation, albeit because of outside reasons.
He wanted to go to Miami.
And I know he wanted to go to Miami too. Let's call it what it is. Let's call it what it is. I mean, you got all of that going on. That's a lot to deal with.
And here we go. We're just going to say the nastiest things because of how underwhelming the season has been for the Milwaukee Bucks. This is terrible, man.
If they lose in the first round, that's a big statement right there, number one. If they lose in the first round, the first person you're worried about isn't Dame. It's Giannis. You want to make sure Giannis is still committed. And also, when you talk about this first round, you got to worry about where Giannis's calf is, if he's going to be 100%. But if they go down in the first round again, they have that disappointment back-to-back years, I'm not sure where Giannis is going to be.
Oh, my God. Here we go. Another year with this nonsense if they lose. Boy, oh, boy. A team that plays below 500 ball, I get why all this criticism is coming at them. But, man, it's just tough to watch, man.
Bucks are preparing that they're...
How much time could Giannis be missing here?
Malika, the Bucks are preparing that they're going to start the playoffs without Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Oh, boy, this series might be over. Oh, no. I mean, you see here, the Bucks are still favored, but obviously it's gone lower.
Milwaukee 49-33. Pacers 47-35. We're underway.
And boy, in game one, Dame was having a ball game.
Lillard has put up 29 points in the first half. Off balance. He's got it! And the foul!
He put up 33 points in the first half. Crazy for his debut in the playoffs for the Bucks. But in the second half, put up, let's see, what's Tyrese Halliburton's jersey number? Yep, 0 points in the second half. I don't know how that's possible, but he did do that. But the Bucks would still win game one, thankfully. Whew. Man, oh man. And Dame in game two, well, he would follow suit, scoring 15 points in the first quarter. Oh boy. Looks like Dame's gonna humble Tyrese Halliburton. Oh, what a slam. Well, hold that thought, because Indiana came to play in game two and have now stolen home court advantage from the Bucks. 37 points, a playoff career high for Siakam, who's a new addition to this Pacers team. Oh no, a player the Bucks had not seen the whole season when the Pacers faced them in the regular season. Dame with 34, not enough to win this one. Middleton 15 points. Well, they need Giannis to come back quick. Unfortunately, Giannis would be out for game 3, and Chris Middleton fortunately will be active, so at least only one player is not going to play. That's still a big loss in Giannis. Oh boy.
Around the screen, McConnell hunting him. Siakam challenges, and Dame, Dame is grabbing his left knee after that finish. And back the other way, the alley-oop for Toppin with the finish.
And now the Bucks have even more injury problems in a game 3 that is pivotal. Oh boy, oh man. Now Dame, he would come back later in the game. He would still be playing, fortunately. But the Bucks are in a tight one against the Pacers.
Against Neesmith. Got the fortuitous bounce.
Middleton was huge in this one, trying to win this one for the Bucks. The Pacers here are going to be up 3 with this Neesmith free throw, and they need somebody to rescue them. The Bucks do.
It'll go to Lopez. Middleton got to look for 3. Got it!
Oh my!
Miracle in Indianapolis. Into Siakam, turns, fires, and we'll play 5 more minutes.
And Middleton by far was their best player. Right here, Lillard gets it, gives it to Middleton. He tries to dunk it, but gets fouled. Oh, boy. Now, fortunately, they'd be up 2, but still, Indiana with the ball.
Turner sets a ghost screen and pops. Nembhard popped it himself. Halliburton going left. Siakam with 5 on the clock. Back to Halliburton. Siakam. Neesmith for 3. Butter!
Bucks down 3 yet again. My computer crashing. What's gonna happen? Wait, is Middleton getting the ball again?
Off the screen.
Double screen.
Middleton for three for the tie. Banks it home. Chris Middleton.
Oh my gosh! Chris Middleton did it again! Oh, what a game! But there's still time on the clock. Indiana ball. Halliburton has it.
6 seconds to go. Crosses over on Beverly. Float game for the win! And one! Tyrese! The terror! 1.6 to go. Middleton for three, and that's it! He couldn't squeeze it off.
Just a big loss. It's just a tough one. You could have gotten this win. It's a tough one, man. And now game 4. Both Giannis and Dame are missing. Oh, boy. This is going to be a tough one to win out.
Middleton drawing some contact and is going to shoot free throws. And now some shoving underneath. Look out. It was Portis, I believe, and Nembhard. You've seen Nembhard hook him initially. Portis didn't like it, and then they just got tangled up.
Following the review, we have a 2-shot foul with Middleton shooting 2 for the personal foul. Full act, we have 2 acts by Portis. One is a push in the chest, the other one is a slap with contact to the head of Neymar. He has 2 technical fouls and is ejected.
The Bucks are missing bodies, and Bobby Portis just makes it worse. This guy is a loser. Bucks fans are even more pissed at this dude, Bobby Portis. And let's be honest, with no Dame and Giannis, and now no Portis, they have no chance. It's over. Just a terrible way to lose. I mean, Bobby Portis, come on, dude. They need you more than ever, and you're going to do this? And now game 5, both Giannis and Dame missing. Wait, why are the Bucks up? Wait, somehow the Bucks won this game without Giannis and Dame. What the hell is going on here? It was a Chris Middleton masterclass, I guess. But this makes me think, if Giannis and Dame can come back game 6, hopefully?
How does winning this game and getting a couple extra days for game 6 just affect the injury timelines, Giannis and Dame? Is there a chance that is extending this series that you guys, hope to get them on the floor?
I don't know how to answer that. I hope. I think they're very, very, very close.
I love how he's covering his mouth. He knows he's a liar. He knows he's a freaking liar, this loser, Glenn Enton Rivers. Not only is Giannis not going to play in Game 6, but Dame will come back, and let's just say that this game was getting away from them.
Halliburton underneath somehow, dropping a dime.
Bucks here call a timeout after that dish from Halliburton. And look at Dame. He's pissed, trying to get the ball away from Halliburton. And Hallie just looking at him like, hey, just a better play. Not gonna lie, bro. Hallie snatched Dame's chain. This is crazy, bro.
Portis filling the rack, and he's headed to the free throw line. And Portis having some fun with the courtside spectators.
But the Pacers would show who the better team has been.
Plus points per game against
Average 42 this season against the Pacers.
So they haven't had much success. He's had a 64-point game, a 54-point game.
Pacers fans now making it weird, making it messy, but Beverly throwing a ball at the fan like that, bro, you can't do that as a professional athlete, bro. Well, let's just say that loser got suspended 4 games, and let's see the most recent update on Pat Bev's whereabouts. He is now playing basketball overseas. Good riddance, bum. Well, the Pacers make history and win their first round series since 2014. Wow. So Dame was also going through a calf strain throughout this playoffs as well as Giannis, and it's just very unfortunate timing with both of them getting hurt, and Dame trying to play through it.
Obviously, this is the end of your first season in Milwaukee. I guess, how do you feel like this season ended up going for you? Obviously, I know it doesn't end the way that you wanted to, but just can you take us through kind of what this season has been like for you?
I think it was a roller coaster of a year. But I think for me personally, it was a year of growth more than anything.
And honestly, man, you really just can't help but think, look, man, things were just unfortunate. A lot of circumstances just didn't go their way that, could otherwise have gone their way. And so let's run this back next season with Dame and Giannis and see with a full off season now, they can train together, they can, do stuff like that.
My belief is that they should trade Damian Lillard.
And you just got to ignore the media trying to make it like, oh, the Bucks have to do something. They're panicking. It's over.
A game before the day of game 5, the day of game 4 in Indiana, that was the first time I was able to jog on my body weight.
Apparently, Giannis wasn't even close to coming back.
Did all the tests that I had to do, this is like, I don't know, this is the first time I've got hurt. There's like protocols that you have to follow and things that you have to like check. You have to check the boxes. And I wasn't close in like checking the boxes. But I was trying to push myself to get to a place that maybe I don't check the boxes, but maybe I can just go out there, and help. But in our opinion, it was not safe for me to be out there because I couldn't run full speed. I could run in 30 to 40%. Like until now, like I cannot run full speed.
Sucks to see because you could tell how much this hurts him, bro, that he can't even go out there and he's not even close to being able to. So even if they were to win the series, he probably would have still been sidelined for like at least another month or two.
Darvin Ham heading back to his former team. The most recent Lakers head coach will be rejoining the Bucks as Doc Rivers' top assistant.
Well, it's good to see Darvin Ham, who was an assistant during the championship year in 2021, come back to Milwaukee. But as illustrated here, the Knicks jumped up in terms of favorites to win a championship with their recent moves in the offseason. And you can see here the Bucks, 6 favorites with 10-1 odds to win it all. Oh, no. The Knicks now going all in here, trading for Mikal Bridges. They had to give away 4 unprotected first-round picks with the unprotected pick swap. So that's 5 unprotected picks being given to the Brooklyn Nets, as well as a protected first and an unprotected second. This is crazy. And John Horst, what was his response? Well, it was draft time, right? So he had to draft somebody with that 22nd pick that he had. Well, it was the 23rd pick, and they drafted A.J. Johnson, who's a very young prospect. Many people didn't think the Bucks would even draft him. A very surprising pick considering how young he is, how raw of a prospect he is. And also, guys like Ryan Dunn, guys like, as a contending team, you're usually expecting them to pick an older, more proven player at this point. And now the Bucks under the second apron, as well as having very little assets now, they need to cash in on free agency and get themselves players that can complement this roster because certainly some guys aren't coming back from the last season. The idea of running it back is not a bad one for the Bucks. I mean, you would think like a healthier season, they're probably in the second round, if not conference finals.
We're getting older, we're not getting any younger, but again, that doesn't mean that we cannot still perform at a high level. Like I think Brook was incredible. I think Chris this series was incredible. I think Dame when he played he was incredible also. I think if I played it would have been a different conversation right now. It's hard to say that we're old and you have to make change because these guys are they're pissed.
Well, the Bucks, they did get some free agent players. DeLon Wright, Gary Trent Jr., Taurean Prince. It's interesting. Not really, marquee guys, but still role players that could contribute on a day in, day out basis, on a nightly basis. And with a duo of Giannis and Dame, you just think, look, you got to piece around the margins so that you can, contend and hopefully pray for a healthy season. This is still a team that can compete and win it all. This is still a team that ideally, with the right circumstances, could be in the big conversations amongst teams in the East. And not just that, amongst teams in the NBA. And they've had to sign guys on vet minimums to make this work as well, though. Like I said, that whole second apron, it's a very tricky thing. I've talked about it in previous videos. Yeah, it makes the Bucks and other teams in that apron much harder, especially during free agency as well. And let's be honest, Taurean Prince, he's probably on that team because of Darvin Ham. And the season for Milwaukee, it wasn't particularly comfortable. There was a lot of bumps in the road, and with a full offseason with Dame now and on the team, things should be different now. You look at this Christmas schedule, you see no Bucks game on Christmas. No Bucks. For the first time in a while, they got Giannis and Dame. Yeah, they're snubbed. It feels like they got a chip on their shoulder now to prove to everyone that they're worthy of being on this Christmas slate. Or I'm just being dramatic and it doesn't matter.
Prince goes right back to him. Oubre went for the steal to no avail. Here with Philly.
Let's just say first game of the season was a success. Now this Bucks team playing against the Chicago Bulls should be another W on the books. Hey.
To Williams. Brook gets him. Brook Lopez now with 3 blocks. Giddey pays it off with the 3.
That was Josh Giddey, newly acquired Josh Giddey. Oh my gosh! That's a stinky loss, Milwaukee. Y'all better not lose 2 in a row against these teams.
Milton whips it to the corner. That 3 is good.
The Brooklyn Nets are supposed to be tanking. How are you losing to them? Now they're playing the Celtics. I'm not even sure what to think about this team.
I'm taking all these guys. Damian Lillard for 2.
Oh, so against Boston is going to be a close game, but not against the Brooklyn Nets and the Chicago Bulls. All right. Well, never mind. I guess the Celtics were trolling this whole time.
And can they defend? That's the other question.
I don't think they look that bad today. Off a back-to-back. I think you're getting an onslaught of where do you go?
Bro, are the Bucks ass? Bro, this team sucks, bro.
Into the game. Pippen. BC. Oh, Ja! To Jared and the foul!
Albeit this Memphis team is healthy now, and they look like the better team, but Milwaukee, come on, not like this. I don't know if you're keeping track at home, but that's now 1-4 record for the Milwaukee Bucks to start the season. Yikes. But they're playing a tightly contested game against the Cleveland team that's undefeated right now this season.
1 timeout for the Bucks, no timeouts left for the Cavs. Here's Mitchell. Who might salt away every single second. Trent Jr. pokes it away. Mitchell for the lead with .3. Over to Kane for the win.
That's just tough, man. That sucks. They're now 1-5 on the season. Playing a Cavs team, again, undefeated, but they're up by 8 points here, and all of a sudden they're tied against the Cavs. So it's about to be one of them games, I guess. Now, I will give it to them. Giannis wasn't playing in this one. Dame, you can see it here. He was their leading player here.
Throughout the start of this season, Lillard looks to operate on Allen, stops, fires, and scores. A tough Lillard, ISO, going to work again. Step back 3. Oh, brother.
Dame has been scorching this Cavs defense. 41 points the first game. Now he has 36.
Did get that ball just like this. Get it out of his hand. He stepped over the line.
He sure did. It's an over.
I don't know how, but this Cavs defense got Dame to step behind the line. Oh, this is bad.
Angles off an Allen screen. Steps back for 3. Hey! Nailed it. Lillard off balance. Missed the shot. He thought he got fouled. Shot clock and game clock. Mitchell took a bump from Jackson. He'll turn tail and send it back to Garland.
Bucks trying to defend this one, but it's Jared Allen layup here to end it here. Oh, no. The Bucks now 1-6 on the season. Oh, so unfortunate.
Need you to help break this all down for us, but I'm going to start with you, Stephen A., and we're going to put the focus on Giannis first. Should Giannis want out of Milwaukee?
At this point, it hasn't even been 10 games. They're talking about should Giannis want out of Milwaukee, bro. It's going to be a long season. And look at this. We're even comparing both coaches of the Milwaukee Bucks over the last 2 seasons and their record.
Every coach is there because of Giannis' blessings. He wanted to move off from Jay Kidd and got Mike Budenholzer. Mike Budenholzer won a championship. A couple of years later, they struggled losing the first round. He wanted a different head coach. They bring in Adrian Griffin. He was 30-13. That wasn't good enough for Giannis. They got Doc Rivers. He wanted, as Perk said, he wanted another superstar. But in the process of getting that superstar in Dame Lillard, you weakened your team.
So I'm not going to play the rest. Shannon Sharp talking about how Giannis weakened the team by what? Wanting Adrian Griffin over Nick Nurse? And wanting, I don't even think he wanted to trade Jrue Holiday. That was done according to Woj without his awareness. So I don't know why a guy now that's on ESPN saying something that's completely different from what his peers are saying. This is ridiculous. Oh, and that Doc Rivers hire was an owner move. That was an owner move. That was not on Giannis. We're just putting stuff on him that has nothing to do with him. But I guess, he's the best player, so that's why, these criticisms are, it's part of the game, I guess.
While the top of the East is going somewhat as expected, this is a little bit of a surprise. The Bucks, they currently have the worst record in the NBA. They ranked 20th overall in offense and 22nd in defense. So let's
losing 6 straight games to start the season. Longest losing streak since, let me scroll back here, 2015. It's early November, but we're talking about trade pieces for the Bucks. And I'll be honest, this is not a lot of trade pieces. Oh, this is not good. Well, that just means it won't be easy. It's going to be the hard way, and it's going to be great. We're going to see a Bucks team renewed.
On the left side, working with PC, gives it right back to Giannis.
A bunch of in and outs the rest of this game.
Giannis, left side, gets it to go.
And when it looked like the Bucks were actually going to pull this one off, well, the Celtics had some other plans on their hands.
Drew penetrating to an open Tatum. Giannis spins out a turbo, count it!
But the Celtics, yet again, beating the Bucks. And now the Bucks are 0-4 against both the Celtics and Cavs already in 8 games this season. And now they have a record of 2-8 in their first 10 games. Oh my gosh. This is such terrible basketball we're watching here.
I mean, third quarter, 15 points. I think at one point, it's like maybe made 3 shots through the first 8 or 9 minutes. Was it something that they did out of the break, or what did you see?
I just thought, I don't know. I thought we lost our pace. I called a timeout, I think, on the second play because you could see it. We came out flat. That happens. I don't know why. I wish we all knew why.
That's very encouraging. Hearing a coach talking about, I don't know why that happens. I wish we knew why. Like it's some sort of enigma. Like, bro. Around this time this season, people kept tagging this photo and basically saying, what a joke of a team. Look at their head coach and their lead assistant. They're not going to win anything with these two. It's November 11th, and Centel tweets out, Doc Rivers has informed the Bucks he'll start taking coaching seriously. Oh, funny guy. But yeah, man, with them being 2-8, the joke is on them, bro. It's rightfully so. They should be laughed at. They should be clowned. And every game from this point forward is becoming yet another referendum on the Giannis Dame duo, on just my Giannis era in Milwaukee and how it's a failure and whatnot.
Ball gotta move, but body gotta move too. The body gotta move. Like if you don't create space, you're not in the right position on the floor. Like you're not gonna be able to get anything, no matter what you do. And I'm saying even if you're willing and your intent is to get in the paint, you gotta be in the right position. You gotta move. You gotta create space for the guys to get in the paint. I feel like sometimes we hold the ball. They play totally opposite from us. Whenever the ball swung, they were driving and kicking. They got so many wide open threes. They got in the paint. Hey man, if you don't want to be here, you can leave. If you don't want to be here, you can leave. I'm being honest with you. They played great.
Apparently Giannis was addressing a Knicks reporter because, of course, it was a Knicks reporter being a weirdo. I don't even want to make it sound like it was a cheap shot at the Knicks. I don't know why I said that.
Call. But the big worry in Milwaukee is Chris Middleton, and his absence has been deafening for this team because he's supposed to be your third star. He's supposed to be the guy that's supposed to, when one of those other stars are struggling, he's going to be the one to step up, and he has not even progressed to 5-on-5 yet. They are not sure exactly when he's going to go to 5-on-5. His absence essentially.
Now, the one saving grace of this team is not just that the Bucks have had injuries along the way, with Chris Middleton not having played much. But you see that schedule right there, yeah, it's getting easier. But it doesn't matter as the Bucks are still struggling, even against the teams like Charlotte.
LaMelo has Antetokounmpo in front of him. And what do we got? A foul! We've got a...
Unfortunately for the Bucks, well, they called out a foul on Giannis for pushing LaMelo's back. Well, you look at the replay, LaMelo Ball putting up some moves on Giannis, and right here, where's the foul? Here's a better angle with LaMelo dancing. And then right here, you could argue the foul's on the arm if you want to argue that, I guess. But that's the foul. But that's about the softest foul you could ever call. But it's a foul nonetheless. And now the Hornets are up 1.
This is it. Great defense. Hornets win.
I'm not gonna lie, the announcer, that was disgusting. Saying great defense because Giannis settled for mid-range, or at the very least it looked like, yeah, he settled for a mid-range right there. But believe it or not, Giannis, he's had a much better mid-range season this year. Starting off, it's been really good to see a development in this game that has, improved this season. So yeah, you would think, he's settling, but really he's practicing. Well, that's as much hype as I can put on this one because it's not a perfect product. It's not a finished product yet. But you can look at here. Look at this. Woo! Sab! Splash! Look at this. Fade away. Bang! All right, I might cut this one out. Oh my God. The Rockets are... Bro, Milwaukee, please.
6-point deficit. Dame driving left side. Now with Brooks defending. Brooks has gotten a dose of Giannis. Now Dame, but Dame goes past him. Hangs.
And Dame right here, driving a comeback here for this team.
Loose ball, there is that stop you were looking for. AJ Green fires, he hits! There's Dame across the timeline. Bucks have 2 timeouts. Dame fires!
Fred VanVleet, it's time for him to take the dagger here.
VanVleet against Giannis. Crosses over, shovel pass, and count! Giannis gets the block!
Dame, you still get a chance to redeem yourself after that fantastic Giannis block.
To work with. Dame off the bounce against Brooks. Dame driving inside, kicks it to go!
A 7-0 run to end this game potentially in the win.
Switch it to nice.
Bucks have a foul to give, by the way. There it is.
Good.
Out 2 seconds to work with. VanVleet taking it out. 2 seconds to work with. Shankun off his hands. Time is ticking. That'll do it. Bucks.
Now that's a big win right there from Milwaukee. And you see here, Giannis leading scorer this season right now with 32.3 points. There's still some hope left in this team, right? Bucks winning 2 of their last 3 games here, and that's before the Rockets game. So now they've won 3 of their last 4 games.
Giannis keeps it on the DHO action. Spins on Phillips. Light work. So gonna walk down to Sunmu. Got it and one. Giannis with a little light work.
Giannis in this game scoring 41 points. Another W in the books. And now we've got in-season tournament action. Heat Bucks. Oh boy, Dame splashing it in. Now Giannis, he also wasn't playing in this one. So Dame had to really lock in, and he did. Dame with 37 points in this one to win and be undefeated in the in-season tournament. Not just that, though. Winning their first game on the road since the beginning of the season. But I'll be honest, Miami almost came back in this game. This could have been a really, really bad loss for Milwaukee.
Get to where we want to go.
5 in a row. I realize there's
6 in a row. Thank you.
9 and 9. I mean, it's a lot. Like 2 and 8. It takes a while to come back. But what does that kind of say that 9 and 9 now?
I don't know what it says. I just know we're 9 and 9. We've earned.
Yeah, man, they're a 500 team now, winning the last 6 games. Man, the Bucks are reeling back on it. Hey, they're down big in the 3rd quarter, right? But as long as Giannis is on the floor, as long as Giannis is doing his thing and getting it on, man, you just cannot count out this team right here in overtime. And right here, Giannis was baking his way to the paint.
Giannis looking for the slam for 59.
59 points. Oh my gosh.
And Giannis will bring it across, directing traffic, goes right at Sahar. Hello, and welcome back. Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Giannis in this one showing his playmaking bag, showing his passing bag, splash. Giannis here with a 42-point triple-double against the Wizards. You see here the entire focus is on Giannis, and he passing it out to the shooter that you won't see here for some reason. Okay, I know some of you are curious. It's Taurean Prince. It's nothing special. I just zoomed in what? I just zoomed in too far, right? Well, now it's game 4 of the Emirates Cup. And well, Milwaukee, they're up big.
6 shooting. Giannis spins away from Thompson. Damian Lillard, the other half of that big-time twosome, took the pass and knocked it down.
And it just feels like things are clicking for everyone in Milwaukee. Dame time in the 4th quarter. Oh, we might be back, folks. Bucks would end up playing the winner of Knicks-Hawks, which would be the Hawks as Trae Young rolls the dice on the Knicks logo. What a cold-ass dude. Now, this game, it was a tight one. Oh, man.
Antetokounmpo with the lob for Lopez.
Telling him Milwaukee ball.
Good pass. Giannis in the corner. Jackson hits a three. Middleton and Hunter, two guys that don't start, but they finish. And Antetokounmpo running. Those two by Giannis. Guarded by Johnson. What a matchup here. Giannis spins on him. Giannis able to lay it in. And now 5 to shoot. Lillard goes to work. Giannis with Daniels on him. Turnaround jumper. Good. Giannis. That was pretty.
It's tough for you to get a clean handoff.
Up top, Capella. Wow. Giannis. What a block.
This was just a vintage Giannis fourth quarter takeover. My goodness.
What did it take to be able to get it done in the fourth quarter?
You got stops. You got stops. That's was the most important thing down the stretch to get stopped. You know, they were
32, 14, and 9 on crazy efficiency, man. This guy is lethal. And Milwaukee, well, they'll face off against the OKC Thunder in an NBA Cup final that won't count towards the regular season. It's going to be its own thing. It's still weird. I don't understand that. Now, OKC, they've been the best team in the NBA alongside Cleveland. But Chet, he's been hurt. He's not playing. So they are banged up, but I suppose the Bucks are too, as Chris Middleton with an illness ruled out for the NBA Cup championship game.
Clock down to 6. Wallace on Giannis. Gets inside, layup, counted, and a foul. So gets past Antetokounmpo, sidestep, blocked by Antetokounmpo. Adam. Pass out to Green. Green in the corner. Cross court Trent. Three-pointer. Got it. 13-point lead. 14 points in the third, the lowest quarter of the season for the Thunder.
And this fourth quarter, the Bucks will pile it on even more.
Gary Trent Jr. Another three. Lopez. High arcing three-pointer is good. Brooks. AJ Green to Lopez. Lopez steps, fires, and hits another one. Isaiah Joe tries to answer and does. Lillard to Trent. Trent drives, pulls back, pulling away, jumper. Got it! Giannis up top. Green connects, another. Caruso throws it up. Hartenstein comes down with it, can't get it to fall, gets his rebound. Blocked by Giannis! OKC, Connaughton deflects it. Hendricks Williams drives it, blocked again by Antetokounmpo. Putting some exclamation points. Trent Jr. Bang! And a 20-point lead with 1:47 remaining.
And while the Bucks did it, they won the second annual NBA Cup. Look at Thanasis right here supporting his brother.
I want to win. I want to win. That's why I play. But that's an extra motivation also that I know that if we win the game, a lot of people are going to benefit from it.
Proud of this group. Man, I'm so proud of this group. You know, coming out of in the halftime, we know we had 24 minutes to go. We came out in the third quarter. We set the tone. We played great team basketball. We were moving the ball. Guys were making shots, but most importantly, we were competing defensively. The team scored only 14 points. That's who we are. That's who we are. That's who we're going to continue to be. And the job's not done. We have a lot of basketball in front of us. We have a lot of things that we got to improve. We are going to improve, and we're going to stay like team because job is not done.
It's just great seeing Dame on the big stage like this. And I know many people, they don't like this whole event, man. They think it's fake. They think this is just nonsense. Oh, look at them lifting the trophy. Oh, it's just a fake tournament. Doesn't matter, really.
I think he's already got the trophy, but 2 NBA league MVPs, 1 finals MVP. I got it. And now an Emirates NBA Cup MVP, Giannis Antetokounmpo.
I mean, what else can you say, bro? The Bucks did it. They won a tournament, a trophy. And now just adding up to his resume at this point, won an NBA Cup and an NBA Cup MVP. Him and LeBron being the only players, by the way, to do so. Milwaukee has been the NBA best 13-3 since November 12th. They've just looked like the hottest team. They just caught fire at the right time. Now, obviously, since that doesn't count for the regular season, 12-3 since November 12th. Bro, this team has been electric. And you just got the sense that's why they traded for Giannis and Dame. This is the sort of stuff that they can bring you in big games like this.
Whenever I need this guy, he's always there for me. Whenever he needs me, I'm always there for him. We got to keep on leading this team. We got to keep on setting the table for others. making others better, because at the end of the day, me and him, we are going to be great. You know, I'm so proud of him. Our chemistry is at the best it's ever been, and it's going to keep getting better with time. And man, we have so many games and important games ahead of us, and I'm so excited to play with this guy by my side.
Oh, and those people criticizing Doc after that 2-8 start, well, let's just say you can't say anything now. Quite frankly, I'm surprised they even won a trophy. This is crazy. Well, unfortunately for the Bucks, things just weren't the same after that tournament. Chris Middleton would start getting benched more often now during these games, despite him averaging 15-plus points. So he is having good games, but Doc Rivers here talking about it, saying, you know, they do think about it way too much, right? But really, the bottom line here is, in the quote, he's just not moving every night the way you like him to. One night you see he's moving great. One night he's not. His minutes go up and down with the way we want to do this medically, and it's just a tough go for him. And we all know the extensive injury history of Chris Middleton, right? And around late December, early January, the Bucks, they would lose games by a lot against teams that really, quite frankly, you know, they should beat or should be close against, you know, to compete for a championship, right? Like you see here, after that surge in winning that the Bucks had in November, early December, right? You go later, you see them losing to the Chicago Bulls and the Nets again. You see them losing to Brooklyn again and Portland. You then see them losing against New York. They start winning more games, right? But then they start losing again to the Clippers, the Trailblazers, the Spurs, the Grizz. What the hell is going on here? And whilst all this is going on, the Jimmy Butler trade potential, a lot of teams thinking, oh, let me get Jimmy Butler. And certainly the Bucks could be one of those teams that trade for Jimmy Butler. There's even rumors that the Bucks could be interested in Bradley Beal to facilitate a Jimmy Butler trade. Oh, wow. And then you have Bucks being interested in Zach LaVine as well, according to a report from Chicago.
Contrary to popular belief, I was just informed that the Milwaukee Bucks have not inquired about Phoenix Suns star Bradley Beal. In fact, it was explained to me that a connection between the two is non-existent.
Okay, never mind. The Bradley Beal part is not true. But could the Bucks just land Jimmy Butler without the Phoenix Suns being involved in that point? There's one trade proposal. You could have Jimmy Butler in Milwaukee, the Miami Heat get Chris Middleton, Bobby Portis, and the 2031 first-round pick that's top 5 protected. You know, that's just protections being applied here, obviously. And then to dump off salary to make it work, you have Pat Connaughton and Marjon Beauchamp go to Detroit, and a second-round pick as well to facilitate it all. But folks, we have breaking news.
Sources tell ESPN's Shams Charania the Milwaukee Bucks are trading Chris Middleton, A.J. Johnson, and a pick swap to the Washington Wizards for Kyle Kuzma, Patrick Baldwin Jr., and second-round draft compensation.
What? Kyle Kuzma? This came out of nowhere. Quite frankly, there were some reports days before that this could happen. Nobody in their right mind thought it was true. But the Bucks now a 5th seed, trading for Kuzma. Huh? What? Last 7 games, the Bucks have been on a downward trend. This is not good.
Brian, are the Bucks done? What do they believe Kuz brings to this team?
Kuzma's having a miserable shooting season. Miserable. But I really like this trade. And a year ago, the Wizards had a deal for Kyle Kuzma with the Mavericks for 2 first-round picks. Ooh. Okay, and then he vetoed the trade, even though he didn't have a trade veto,
which is still puzzling.
Which is another story for another day. The point is, the Bucks got him for much, much cheaper than that. And I think there is value there because I think Kyle Kuzma might have been undervalued based on this season where he's just been awful for an awful team. I think as an athlete who plays alongside Giannis, who plays hard every day, Milwaukee can use this bounce. I don't think it's changing the course of the history of the Eastern Conference, but it's a nice pickup.
Now, one thing this trade did do is make the Bucks now a first apron team rather than be a second apron team. So, hey, that might have been really the rationale between. That might have been the rationale for this trade, guys. That's really what it might be, honestly. And now the Bucks, they would try to bounce back after, being 2-6 in the last 8 games, with Damian Lillard going for 43 points, season high, and winning against the Sixers. And obviously, Giannis talked about the trade when it happened, and obviously it hurts. It hurts for a guy like him that's played with Middleton his whole career, really. And quite frankly, it's a big change, big change. Bucks also made a trade to get Kevin Porter Jr. from the Clippers, interestingly enough. And now there is some bad news that would have to be reported during this time, All-Star weekend. Giannis reportedly out of the All-Star game with a calf injury. Oh no. Same calf, I'm pretty sure that made it so that he couldn't play in the playoffs last season. So this is really something concerning, I think.
Just shake my hand. I just want a little bit of aura. That's what I want. I got you, bro. Okay? Hey, every time this guy walks on the court, I feel like he walks in slow mo. He doesn't walk in slow motion. But this is what I feel when
Step back left, yo.
Not gonna lie, bro. I think Giannis saw the future. He saw Shea winning a championship this year, bro. He just needs that aura, bro.
Now to a developing story out of Milwaukee. The NBA announced that Bucks forward Bobby Portis Jr. has been suspended without pay for 25 games for...
Huh? Apparently, he violated the NBA's anti-drug policy. What? Bro, what is happening? So the report goes, Bobby unintentionally took a pain medication called Tramadol, thinking he was taking a pain medication called Toradol. Oh, no. And the Bucks having the toughest remaining strength of schedule in the Eastern Conference without Bobby now. Oh, boy. Now, fortunately, you see here Giannis and Dame on the floor with Kuz. Hey, let's see how this looks now.
But the problem is the team only has 86. And when you consider that and so many different guys.
Bucks are just not that good, bro. The Cleveland Cavaliers are way better. And now here's a game of the Bucks are playing against the Pacers and they're down 10. Oh, boy. Hey, they're back in the game. It's a 3-point game. Wow.
Dangerous pass. Prince turned away. Gary Trent. He's got it.
And in this game, it's one of those games, man. Back and forth. Oh, man. And with just over a minute left, the Bucks are down 1. Oh, boy.
Got two Pacers on him. No look pass. Gary Trent Jr. Down it goes. Shot clock down to 5. Halliburton drives baseline. Gives it up. Three-pointer. Nembhard. No.
But off that missed 3, Turner gets the rebound, and the Pacers get another look at it.
A chance for the Pacers. Nembhard once again. No, again.
Oh, man. Can the Bucks seal the deal right here?
No fouls to give. Lillard to Giannis. Giannis to Lopez. Trent again. Missed it.
Now the Pacers can tie the game or potentially even take the lead. And you see here Nembhard drawing the foul on Taurean Prince. 2 shots to tie the game here. And when they show the season stats, you know he's missing at least 1.
Miss. Makes it.
6 seconds left. Just get the inbound and make sure that you get the ball, draw the foul, and get the 2 free throws, which Dame does. Beautiful, because he's going to make them both, right? Oh, yeah, he's their best free throw shooter by far. Yeah, he's making both. Look at this. Splash. And now it's a 3-point game with less than 4 seconds. Should you foul up 3? I'm not going to lie. I don't know.
Pacers down 3. Halliburton's got the ball. Halliburton rises.
After review, it's been deemed the foul on Giannis has been upheld as a defensive foul for not allowing the offensive player to land safely. Halliburton will shoot 1. The game clock will be reset to 3.4.
Foul to give the Pacers the lead. Halliburton does. Giannis puts it in. Bucks go quick. Giannis had a seam. Giannis got
Oh my goodness. What was this game? That's how it ends? The Pacers seemingly having some devil luck in their side. I don't know what the hell just happened here. Bro, the Pacers ran like a football play to try to get Halliburton the ball in that inbounds. Like, look at this. They're lined up. It's like 4 verticals. What the hell is this? Well, Pacers Bucks, they would play each other 4 days later. Let's get some revenge here for the Bucks.
Pacers toss it away. The Bucks take care of the Pacers and win the series.
And the Bucks winning the season series 3-1. Okay, that one game, I'm not gonna lie. If they had just taken care of business, it would have been a sweep, a season sweep. Okay, not to be too alarmed. Don't be too alarmed at this, guys. Hey, don't worry too much. We good.
Bucks star Damian Lillard is unfortunately out indefinitely after being diagnosed with a DVT, or a blood clot, in his leg. And in this video, we'll talk about...
What? How? Bro, what? This just came out of nowhere. And a month prior, it was Victor Wembanyama that had a similar thing happen to him to where he was out for the rest of the season. So it certainly means Damian Lillard likely out for the season too. Oh, no.
Jamal, we saw a similar situation with Victor Wembanyama earlier this season, and it forced him to miss the rest of the regular season. But of course, that was in his shoulder, not his calf. These are so individual here. How long are the Bucks bracing Jamal to be without Damian Lillard?
Yeah, Malika, there's still optimism at this time that Dame is going to play again at some point this season. He's been on those blood thinners since last week, and the team is going to continue to monitor and test him regularly to see how the blood clot is doing.
So you're telling me there's a chance Damian Lillard could play in the playoffs? What? I'm not gonna lie, I don't know if I buy that, considering that's what they said about Giannis last playoffs, and he didn't play a single game. So I'm just gonna expect Dame not to play, I'll be honest, bro. Now, I'm not gonna lie, it's Giannis basketball now for the rest of the season, and he's been putting up numbers that are quite frankly crazy.
Shams, what is the latest on Lillard?
Rooney, there is some good news here. I am told that Damian Lillard is making progress with that blood clot. He's had weekly doctor visits, and doctors are encouraged by it. They see his blood clot actually decreasing right now. So it's lowering. He's getting to the point where he's doing some light workouts. They're hopeful he's going to be cleared in the next week or so for some type of on-court activity.
As it stands right now, the Bucks will play the Knicks in the first round as a 6th seed, and I'm not gonna lie, bro, I don't know about this one.
Has been on record saying that he wants to have opportunities to win at a high level, and while he is still dominant and probably still in folks' MVP votes and the poll, I do wonder about the longevity of the style that he plays. It is so powerful, it is so pounding, and he's getting a little older.
So
20 turnovers, 28 points off those turnovers. This is Nick Nurse. He's trying to slow Giannis down, quiet him up a bit.
I see open people.
Giannis in this game had a 35-point triple-double with 20 assists. Not even Nikola Jokic has done something like this in NBA history. But the conversation, oh boy, the conversation around the Bucks, is Giannis going to leave the Bucks after this season?
So could we be living in a world where Giannis wants out of Milwaukee this summer?
First player in NBA history to hit those marks, like I said. It's just, he just impresses me in ways that I don't even think I could imagine him doing.
Here's KPJ, has Giannis to use up the slam dunk, and the Bucks have the lead.
And in this game, Giannis going crazy too, stuffing the stat sheet with another 36-point triple-double, and he's just dancing his way to another win.
Milwaukee now won 6 straight games. Giannis had 28 points, 11 rebounds, 5 assists, and 0 turnovers.
That's all. I feel like I'm having fun. You know, if I'm having fun, I'm competing, I'm in a good place. It doesn't matter how many minutes I play or what's in front of me. I just want to, have fun and compete.
It's been point Giannis with no Dame on the floor. It's been him basically leading the charge on both ends, obviously, with 36 plus points, and he's getting 10 assists regularly now in these games.
The Pacers and Bucks, they're both playing their best basketball at the right time. They have an 85% chance again to run it back in the first round.
Interesting. Another revenge season for the Bucks. Let's get it, bro. The video I got this from, apparently they asked the question, is Giannis washed? What kind of question is that? Are we serious right now? Game against the Pistons to get the 5th seed here. And now with Bobby Portis back on the floor, this Bucks team is beginning to sense life again.
KD inbound. Beasley rises.
Now, Giannis is doing this against a former teammate. I think Giannis is trying to just joke around with him. But at the same time, he is taunting him after blocking the shot. So I get why Beasley, he's also frustrated. He's like, bro, don't do that shit to me, bro. Bro, leave me alone, bro. Giannis, a huge troll. And Beasley's like, nah, I don't want to play with you like that, bro. You don't know me like that, bro. But it's blocked. Look at this, bro. Man, he got him there. But the Bucks have been on a roll, okay? They've been on a roll, and it's making me think that they could actually make some noise in the playoffs.
I think the Bucks are going to win this series in 6 games. I think this leap from Giannis is scary.
And it's got people thinking Giannis could carry this team past the Pacers in the first round. People are now saying this will be Giannis's 2018 Braun run in the playoffs. And I don't like those conversations that people had then. Like, it's stupid. Like, 2018 Braun is its own thing. Let's not put Giannis in with those expectations there. This team is not good enough, right, on its own to really guarantee anything, okay? Especially with no Damian Lillard, it's a worse supporting cast than the Cavs with LeBron in 2018. Like, come on, what are we doing? And well, Lillard, he's ruled out for the first game of this series. But apparently he's ramping up for a return soon.
Now, in an unprecedented fashion, now 3.5 weeks later, today, Damian Lillard has been cleared from the blood clot in his calf. He's off blood thinning medication. He's cleared for full contact workouts starting today. He participated in a full practice with the Milwaukee Bucks today. And Bucks officials have been told by doctors that this is really remarkable, unprecedented recovery for him to do this. This has really never happened before in this length of time.
It feels like everything is lining up for the Bucks, man. The last 6 games, look at this. Giannis averaging a 30-point triple-double. Like, Dame coming back now. Bobby's back on the floor. The Bucks could do something here in this playoffs. They would have to beat Indiana on the road in their first game to make it really interesting.
Gives it up to Siakam. Siakam, the one-leg runner.
But this Pacers team, they look way better than they did last season. Okay, this team, they're no joke.
It's hard to score when you don't touch the ball. I mean, no offense. Kyle got 2 shots in the first half, both with 2 seconds on the shot clock. So, like, Kuzma can play. But we got to involve him, and we got to make sure we keep him involved.
Doc defending Kuz, who scored 0 points. No, sorry. He didn't just score 0 points. He had 0 points, 0 rebounds, 0 assists, 0 steals, 0 blocks combined. This dude had a complete donut in 22 minutes of play in the playoffs. Tony Snell, you could forever rest because the Milwaukee Bucks have a new person in town that is stinking up the place. Kuzma, what in the world is this? In the playoffs, too? Get him out of here. This is terrible. And, of course, Doc Rivers is defending this nonsense. Oh, boy. I'm going to need Dame to come back ASAP, bro. I'm not going to lie, because otherwise, it's not looking good.
Good. Bucks star Damian Lillard is expected to make his return in Game 2 in Indianapolis.
Wait, hold on. Game 2? Game 2? Whoa. Now, Shams did say it was either Game 2 or Game 3. But I cut the clip short because he ended up returning in Game 2, boys. And boy, oh boy, now the Bucks at full health. Oh, this is good. And now it got close where the Bucks making it a 2-point game here. But it was all Indiana towards the end. Oh, boy. The Bucks here now trailing 0-2 in this series. And boy, oh, boy. First game since March 18th. I'm not going to fault Dame for not playing that good. Giannis showing up as well. But as the Pacers showing why they've been a better team over the last 4 months. And now the series is headed back to Milwaukee.
Trent on the steal. Here's Giannis. Trent wide open. You bet. It's the Gary Trent Jr. game.
And we get now to Game 4, and I have no other words, bro.
That one was off balance. Lillard volleyballs it over, and Lillard goes down with an injury. And right now it's 5-on-4. Lillard can't get up. And Lopez finally fouls.
Lillard is just sitting there, and it looks like he's just knows something tweaked there when he fell there. Oh boy, he's holding his ankle, and look at him being helped off the court. Can't even put weight on that leg there. Oh no. This game looked like it was gonna be a close one, but as soon as that injury happened, you could tell that just deflated the morale of the whole team. Wait, is that Giannis poster? He got postered by Miles Turner. SMH, bro. Like, something like this is just, it hurts.
What have you been told about Damian's injury?
They're going to do an image tomorrow. Obviously, his lower leg. And just being honest, it's not very promising.
Damn, for Doc to say that, you know it's raps. This is sad, man.
How do you, as a coach, try to help him, I guess, in any way?
Yeah, this is a tough one, honestly. Blood clot, followed by this.
You're not down 3-1 in the series, where now your second best player is out for the rest of the series. Not just that, potentially even the rest of next season.
Malika, sources tell me Damian Lillard has been diagnosed with a torn left Achilles tendon. He underwent an MRI late this morning in Milwaukee that revealed the severity. He is
Dame, who's turning 35 this year. Yeah, this might as well be a career ender. Not gonna lie, bro. Like, this just took the enjoyment of the series out of me, man. This just sucks.
It's hard. It's hard being in this position. But the man, like, he's one of the toughest, mentally toughest guys I've ever been around, and that's why he is who he is. I always had respect for Dame before we became teammates, but now my respect level is much higher, and I believe he's going to overcome every obstacle that's going to be in front of him. Everybody going to be there for him, and no matter what the obstacle is for him, he's going to overcome it, and we're going to help him overcome it.
The question for the whole NBA is, what does Giannis do about it? Does Giannis indicate to the team he wants to stay put and remain a Buck going forward? Or does Giannis...
I'm so glad that mic check gone wrong just interrupted all that spiel from Windhorst, bro. We're talking about Giannis potentially leaving when this guy just talked about how his respect for Dame is higher and that he expects him to overcome any obstacle. Bro, that's a guy that wants to stay. That's a guy that probably is going to stick it with him through thick and thin. He wants to be committed to this team even more.
This could, I'm not going to start no rumors, but this could potentially be his last game in a Bucks uniform. I expect Greek Freak to do what he always does. Go all out, try to carry that team like he's done for so many years, be aggressive, attack the basket, get to the free throw line early, be a menace on defense, rebound, block shots, and just do everything he can to extend this series, especially without Dame Lillard.
Yeah, I don't know about that one, Chief. Now, Game 5 was one of those games that was tightly contested throughout. And boy, the Bucks, it looked like they could pull this off.
They need 6 more. Giannis. Still with 15-second difference. Game clock, shot clock. Porter, jumper, short.
You see this guy, KPJ. Giannis has a smaller guy on him, and you decide to go for a mid-range shot. Yeah, bro, this is not good, bro.
Get that ball to Giannis on that block, no less. Slight difference, game clock, shot clock. Halliburton to the rim. Ties it.
Bucks could still try to win this one with 10 seconds left on the clock.
Giannis backing in. Spinning. Jumper doesn't go. Overtime. Back to Halliburton. Lines up the 3. He's got the last 9.
Oh, boy. It's about to be over, isn't it?
Great defense by Nembhard. Giannis with the 3. Crossover in the paint. Leaves it short.
And at this point, again, Gary Trent Jr. with life here, just shooting it and making shots.
Trent, he'll fire it. Oh, he's on fire. Another opportunity for the Pacers. Short. 2:05 to go in overtime.
With 2 minutes left, Halliburton cannot buy a bucket right now.
42 minutes for Giannis, 44 for Green, 46 minutes for Trent.
What is this guy, Gary Trent? Now, bro, I've never seen him do this in Toronto, bro. I'm not gonna lie, bro.
Neesmith with the 3, coming out of the timeout.
All right, that made it a 3-point game, but it felt like in this one, the Bucks were pulling away slowly.
Neesmith, and boy, does he come up big in the triple. Patted away from behind, Nembhard. Halliburton. No, the putback, Neesmith, good. 1-point game.
Wait, never mind. I must have read the script wrong. Shit. Where is it? Which part of the script is this?
Trent, the 3. Oh, it continues.
Bro, this guy has 12 points in overtime right now, bro.
He's got 33. Turner, no. Batted up and out, and it's Trent there.
And Giannis right here sees an opportunity, goes in transition coast to coast to make it a 6-point game. And now you're up 6 with less than 48 seconds left. You might as well call this one up. It's over. But the Pacers still can make some noise here, and they missed a shot. And Doc Rivers, yeah, he's sensing it. This is going to go to a game 6.
This with 37, and tonight they've combined.
Not gonna lie, that miss, it's okay, whatever. This game's over. It's a 7-point game. At least you made one. Nembhard. Oh, he made it. Wait a minute.
Good. Still time to go. 4-point game. Harry showed up. The steal.
Whoa, wait. Yo, Milwaukee, don't you fucking dare do this right now. Don't you fuck.
There's still life in the building. Halliburton attacking. And the foul.
And Halliburton, he's going to make the free throw, isn't he? He's going to make this a 1-point game with 17 seconds to go. Just don't turn it over for Milwaukee.
Pressure on the inbounds.
Now you want to get this ball into AJ Green, or they're going to get a timeout. Yeah, that was rough.
These dudes are feeling the pressure. Oh, man.
Porter to Green. Trent with it, and he loses it.
All right, I'm playing this in slow motion because I don't understand what just happened. Adrian Green has the ball, then passes it out to an open GTJ. GTJ, what are your hands made of? Butter? Like what? How did it slip off like that? No, not like this. Not like that. You were having a good game too, bro.
Halliburton, 5 seconds, 4 seconds. Halliburton for the lead.
No timeouts left because you burned them both trying to inbound the ball and unsuccessfully doing so. Now Giannis has to give it up to Gary Trent Jr. He throws up a prayer. Does he make it? Well, clearly with the Pacers celebrating with Halliburton on the table stands, clearly he doesn't make it. Now, I'm not going to get too much into the kerfuffle that happened between Giannis and Tyrese's dad. Just know Tyrese's dad was in the wrong.
An absolute meltdown by Milwaukee. They pretty much gave this game away.
And look, some people point the finger at Doc Rivers.
And another choke job for Doc Rivers. There's no other way of looking at it. And
okay, I don't know about that one. Let's not push that one too much. And even I was blaming Doc Rivers out of frustration, but I can't lie, bro. Upon re-examination, you can't really point the finger at him, bro. A lot of this is on the players that, quite frankly, turned the ball over and, quite frankly, just couldn't execute in the late stretches of the game, even Giannis included. Another year of Giannis losing in the first round. This one hurts more than the other years, even though it shouldn't. But it just makes it more likely that Giannis now is on his way out.
Do you think that you can still win that second championship here in Milwaukee after a third straight first-round exit?
Look, I'm not gonna do this. I'm not gonna do this. I know how this gonna. Whatever I say, I know how it's gonna translate. I don't know, man. I wish I was still playing. I wish I was still like competing and going back to Milwaukee. I don't know.
To be honest, he handled this well. I mean, this guy's just he gets more mature after each year, man. This guy in the presser, yeah, he's a class act. But again, you're out of the playoffs again, and the question is gonna be asked: Giannis, are you gonna stay in Milwaukee for any longer?
Because I don't think Giannis wants to leave Milwaukee, but he might have to because of the Dame Lillard injury. The fact that the Bucks have a whole bunch of free agents in their 30s, are in the repeater tax, are drowning in red ink, have traded away control of their next 6 first-round picks. It's a very difficult situation. Maybe there's some sort of way that this team can restock around him at age 30. I don't happen to see it.
And now we wouldn't hear much about this in May until Shams released the news that is, quite frankly,
Greeny, Giannis Antetokounmpo, the 2-time NBA MVP, he has not made any firm decisions about his future, but sources tell me for the first time in his 12-year NBA career, he is open-minded about whether his best fit is in Milwaukee or playing elsewhere and exploring what those options outside of Milwaukee look like. Is it sensible for him to potentially leave? And I'm not
gonna lie, something tells me this was fluff just to put out there during, by the way, the draft lottery. This was put out on May 12th. And I just love how this news is the backdrop of this event here where, I'll be honest, this shit's rigged. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. Dallas with the first pick? Are we serious? Lowest odds to win NBA lottery. Look at those years. Cleveland, Chicago. Bro, you're just making it even more obvious that it's rigged, bro. Like, I don't care. But one of the teams that have a high pick now is the San Antonio Spurs, who are now well-positioned to make a trade for Giannis. Oh, boy. With this fluff piece of Giannis being open-minded, oh, it got the people talking. Is Dallas going to trade the pick? Apparently, they're planning to keep it.
Would you consider trading Giannis for Cooper Flag?
There's some things I don't even have to answer.
Yeah. Doc here getting hounded by the TMZ crews.
Talk to Giannis lately. I know there's rumors that he might get,
Guys,
traded.
I'm not doing all that. I talk to him all the time. You can move on now. Thank you.
Of course. All right. Well, thank you so much.
I'll be honest. Me and Giannis, longer terms, It's always been one of those things. He respects me, I respect him. The relationship between me and him, it's been great. Wait, they say Doc Rivers is team? Okay, that's good. That's good. Me and Doc Rivers, we are very good terms. Me and him, we talk to each other every day. Bro, I got sent a tweet with this trade proposal of the Raptors getting Giannis, and I'm not gonna lie, bro. If this is the trade package that people are playing with in terms of how what to give to the Bucks, I want no part of this. Way. This is too much. I'm not giving up that much for Giannis. I'm sorry. That's just too much, man.
I think this offseason might be the most craziest ever. You have the parity
English
in the
class
league.
sucks.
It's so thin right now. Like, as far as the thin line of what you can win a championship or you might be falling into the lottery. And I think the ability to go out there and improve your team and get there to championship level, I think that's on the minds of everyone around the league.
And the biggest domino to fall, apparently, according to Wendy and others, is Giannis. Is he going to get traded? If so, who's going to make the trade? Oh, KD also is up for a trade. Yeah, we might see a blockbuster offseason.
Well, I could list you a bunch of teams that could make a big offer for him. If I was Giannis and I'm looking at the lay of the land right now, I want to stay in the Eastern Conference. I don't want to go to a Western Conference team because it's going to be a really hard mountain to climb.
And right now, the way the West is looking like OKC might be a dynasty. I mean, I don't know. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. Windhorse talked about recently the Raptors are hunting for a big fish. I'm seeing pictures of Giannis in the Raptors jersey even more. Bro, if Giannis ends up a Raptor, bro, my favorite player on my favorite team, I'm not gonna lie, bro. I might combust. I might go crazy.
Yes! 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 No! 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 Fuck! Shit! Oh my fucking God! Oh my fucking God! You cannot be serious. You cannot.
But right now, there is no Giannis Antetokounmpo trade market. There is no Giannis Antetokounmpo trade discussions. He has not asked for it. The Bucks are not looking to trade him.
Editor update. I'm just going around Twitter recently, and Giannis seemingly wants to return to the Bucks and says he hopes to return to the finals with Milwaukee. I'm sorry to burst your bubbles. Anyone that's a Bucks fan, anyone that likes Giannis, I'm a big fan of Giannis. He's my favorite player. As long as he's a Milwaukee Buck, I don't see him making the finals in the next 5 years. They would have to, get the pieces back to rebuild this team. The Bucks have little draft capital. They have little trade assets to begin with. Brook Lopez walking in free agency. Maybe they could sign a trade for a Kuminga. I'm not gonna lie, bro. They're cooked. I don't see them doing much. It's over. It's cooked. I heard some people say they blame me for the loss in the playoffs this year. It's not my fault, There's something about this team. I think we got something special going on, and I'm just glad Giannis is gonna stay for the long term, right? I have to win a championship for Milwaukee again. If I don't do it again, I feel like I'm letting down myself, and it's very sad how we lost, but I take blame. Look, I don't think Doc Rivers is a bad coach. I think Milwaukee will going to be great again, and I'm going to make sure of it. Giannis, for now on, will be addressed as first-round exit man, unfortunately. It's sad. Well, we're just going to have to wait 2 years until Giannis' player option comes up where he'll inevitably opt out because this Bucks team has no chance in winning in a playoff setting. With Kuzma and Gary Trent Jr., Dame, injured Dame. Yeah, they're cooked. The funniest thing to me, though, of all this is Bucks fans still thinking they have a chance to have Kevin Durant pair up with Giannis. That situation in Phoenix is just such a disaster, bro. Like, oh my God. Like, bro, I'm not gonna lie. I already talked about this in the previous video I made. If you haven't checked that out, bro, click on the link right here. Similar to this video, it's another team that had aspirations for bigger things, fell off the face of the earth with bad decisions, terrible luck, and worse yet, unlike the Bucks, they don't have a championship to show for it. This one's a doozy.